Alrighty, testing. Okay, cool. We are live. That's good. Oh shoot, I forgot to double check and make sure I have enough event tickets. And I don't really, but we'll go ahead and start with some limited, and if I need to, I'll go back and get some more. Alrighty. I'm gonna start with a vintage cube tonight. I'm just enjoying it while it's around, really. It has been a day. Georgia Monty, welcome. Glad to have you. So far, I think it has been, at least on a personal level for me. Hey, Joest, welcome. Let's see. I think the strongest card in this pack is Tree Speaker, as far as on an individual basis. It's also one of the only green cards in this pack, so if we take it, we can cut green. I mean, it's like kind of like Soul Ring Light. So I think I'm going to go Tree Speaker this time. I could have also taken Swift Spear and gone red. That would have been a pretty easy one to go with. I see it was good that people agree with me. Let's see. So we can always take the fetch. The fetch is fine, but any green fetch is going to work if we're building this deck. The green deck is usually either the green deck that runs mana dorks, I should say, is either mono green or Simic usually. And I like Tracker the most here. Chrome Mox is better in mono red or mono white or Storm. That's like the three decks Chrome Mox is specifically good in. In green generally has better acceleration. It's about the same as playing a dork, except you have to get rid of a card in your hand to do it. I kind of like Tracker the most. Coming in at a close second is either the Fetch Land or the Whisperwood. Hey, Kefka, welcome. And Tarek, welcome. Alrighty, well, Devoted Druid is the better of the mana dorks. No worries. I think we take the Devoted Druid here. Botanical Sanctum is not a bad dual land. Does open us up to the possibility of drafting like an Upheaval or something. But I mean, we can always splash that. I'm going to go with Devoted Druid. It is something to play off of Tree Speaker. Now. Okay. Why does Natural Order and Hoof have to be in the same deck? Okay. If I don't take Hoof, someone is going to take Hoof and speculate on it. The problem is Natural Order is one of the best green cards that exists. Stoneforge Embercleave a thing? I actually ran into that the other day, so I imagine someone's playing it. It was off camera, though, unfortunately. I think I'm going to take Hoof, because there's other creature tutors that can get it. Natural Order, you have to pretty strongly be in green. So, hopefully nobody else starts taking all the dorks. Elves of Deep Shadow, if you're taking Hoof, you have to take mana dorks, because you need like 5 to 8 mana dorks to make Craterhoof work. So Nature's Claim is also not a bad card to main deck in this format. Lots of blue cards coming around this time. Battle Ball is good with Hoof, and if Tooth and Nail was in the cube and I saw it, I would definitely make those a thing. Thank you. Good luck with the rest of your workday, Kefka. Feel like Kaldheim will have good Boros equipment stuff. I kind of hope it does with the dwarves in the format, because it's one of the creature types they're confirming is in Kaldheim. Primal Command, Terastodon, Thron Dynamo. I really like Terastodon. Primal Command goes in a specific deck. Terastodon can be played in Mono Green or Reanimator. Thron Dynamo is just good. Dark Nubex, welcome! Thank you for your support, I appreciate it. I'm gonna go with Terastodon. I think it's better to have gigantic green creatures than to have artifact ramp in the green deck, usually. Okay, so Soccer Tribe Elder is great. So is Deranged Hermit. We're only going to get one card out of this. Soccer Tribe Elder I find is usually a little bit awkward as far as ramp spells go. It's not my birthday, don't believe him. Deranged Hermit is great with something like Gaia's Cradle. I kind of want to take Uro, though. If we get the Simic Upheaval, like, Uro is going to be amazing. So we're going to try it. Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is a reason you can splash red, especially if you play a whole bunch of Mana Dorks. You can, like, very quickly dump a bunch of Mana Dorks and then just draw 7 cards. And generally, the green deck struggles to keep cards in hand because it plays so many acceleration things. That's true, it also does synergize with Uro. We're passing up on a Biogenic Ooze in order to do this. I think it's fine. There's enough other green like beaters in the format. We'll take Wheel. If we happen to get fixing for red, like if we just get a fetch land and a stomping ground, like I'm good with that. And occasionally we can find rainbow mana dorks, like birds, that would help. Okay, now Dawnbringer, Dark Petition, Experimental Frenzy, none of those fit. Pernicious Deed, Wrath of God. I feel like we're going to be playing a bunch of things that would die to Pernicious Deed, so I don't really want to do that. I could take Mirari Conjecture, and then if we get Power 9, we can do really broken things. Relic. I'm going to take the Relic, because it's always good to have a little bit of Grave Hate, even if we're not even main decking it. Whisperwood Elemental came around. Good. Avacyn's Pilgrim came around. That's a really good sign, because we passed Natural Order. Okay, no Natural Order. It didn't come around. Somebody took it. So somebody is probably going to be cutting green for us a little bit. I will take Thassa's Oracle, but I'm not even putting it in the main deck. The chance that Thassa's Oracle is good in this deck is very, very low. Yeah, that's always fun. Wheel of Fortune, like, draw 7 effects are really fun to just dunk on an opponent with. I'll take Battlesphere. That way we're never going to hurt for top end. I wouldn't mind Nature's Claim. In fact, Nature's Claim might actually be the pick, but I think Battlesphere is going to be more fun. Come on, it's a bunch of mere Voltroned into a ball. Primal Command Wheeling is also an excellent sign. So whoever took Natural Order is probably not in green because of how many other green things came around. If they are, they're only going to be splashing, which we already have, like, 2 of the 4 best Mana Dorks. This is a very strong start for green here. It just sucks because we're missing out on one of the best cards. And I could have taken Natural Order, let me be clear. I could have taken the Natural Order. And I don't know what it is about Hoof, but even people who, like, 5 cards in have not picked a single green card will take the triple green 8-drop and be like, maybe I can do Hoof things. And I don't know why. I have no idea why people do that, but people do. Oh my gosh, Black Lotus, perfect. And Mox in the same pack, that's a little disappointing. Just let me get a good inventory of what is in this pack so that I can maybe see if anything wheels. I'm kind of hoping to wheel this Lotus Cobra. But Lotus easy. Best card in all of Magic. Pretty close to hands down. There's an old saying in Magic that says, no matter how good your deck is, it's better with a Black Lotus in it. So here we have Hex Drinker, we have Courser. I like Courser because the mono green deck tends to struggle a little bit on just like bricking into lands, and Courser prevents that. It's also a really good blocker. Muldrifter is not a bad card, and Muldrifter is more likely to be taken than Courser, but I have not been seeing a lot of good blue cards for the like upheaval variant of this deck, so I'm gonna try and stay out of blue unless there's really good blue cards. I think I'm gonna be closer to mono green, which is unfortunate because Black Lotus is like least broken in the mono green ramp deck. It's still really good because you can do stuff like play a turn 1 Oracle of Moldiah, and and the like. If I had natural order, this would be amazing because then I could just like turn one Dork, turn two Black Lotus natural order, Terrastodon, blow up my own lands, attack for like 15. But unfortunately, no natural order. Ooh, alright. Gaia's Cradle, I do like a lot. There is a Stomping Ground, which we could use to splash wheel, and there's a Green Sun Zenith. I don't think we can pass on Cradle. Even if somebody else is in green and is going to be cutting our mana dorks, we're going to take Cradle. Is there a situation / deck where Lotus is actually bad? Across... Now, this was like 2 years ago, but a friend of mine and I actually sat down because we actually had the same thought upon hearing the fact that no matter how good your deck is, Lotus is always Lotus always makes it better. And we could not come up with a situation, no matter how contrived, where the deck wouldn't be better with Black Lotus in it. It's bad if you're top decking and you have nothing to cast in your hand or grave. Like then it's about as bad as drawing a land, but it's still better than drawing a land because it's 3 lands effectively for a turn. And so like even when it's bad, it's still pretty good. Like that's one reason that it's just like, you know, it's a super good card. We could take Harmonize here. We could also take Wooded Foothills. I think I'm going to take the Wooded Foothills because Harmonize is likely to wheel. I would not be upset if I got a Mirari's Wake. This would be a deck I would play Mirari's Wake in. And we could, of course, take Everflowing Chalice, but I do like having a green fetch land, and this one grabs red naturally, so even if I get no duels, I can still splash Wheel of Fortune. Okay, I really like Dryad of the Elysian Grove, just helping us get through lands. It's a good synergy with Courser of Kruphix. There is a green Signet in this pack, which I'm kind of sad to pass. I would not mind if Garruk came around at all. I would really like Garruk. I think Dryad's going to be more important here, simply because we want to have a lot of creatures for Craterhoof, which will be our primary win condition, I believe. Yeah, no, I totally understand. So in this pack, it's looking less likely we're going to play Uro. Still possible, just not super likely. We could take Birthing Pod. We have a curve to 3. I don't know if I want to take Pod, though. We have, like, no current recursing creatures. Yeah, that's true. Savannah helps us splash Mirari's Wake. So I will definitely take that now that I think about it. Okay, Golos can get Gaia's Cradle. We can also just get a random Cultivate, which is a great card to play off of like a Tree Speaker, or even like Black Lotus Cultivate turn 1 is pretty good. I think I've got to go with Golos here because we do have a Gaia's Cradle. Just the power level is super high. We also have Dryad of the Elysian Grove, so we do have Rainbow mana, which means that we can use Golos potentially as a way to start casting broken stuff off the top of our deck. So we're going to go with Golos. This is not an Oath of Druids deck, unfortunately. Ramanop Excavator is nice. We do have a fetch land. If I could get another green fetch, this card would be even better. Here's an interesting situation where we could actually play Omnath, Locus of Mana, or Locus of Creation. We have Avacyn's Pilgrim, which makes white. We can splash red off of Wooded Foothills. We do have a Savannah. I think just taking the Excavator is better, and besides, Omnath is... I get enough Omnath in every other format I play, so let's just avoid that. Sun Titan, Emrakul... I mean, like, Black Lotus into Sun Titan is a way we can win the game, because it gets back Black Lotus. This, once again, is not really a Vannifar deck. Vraska's fine. Could play Emrakul as just another big dumb creature. I'm going to take Sun Titan. It sounds kind of fun. Yeah, we'll take Hex Drinker. It's the green card. Stomping Ground's great. Manaless Dredge and Vintage doesn't want it. Are you kidding me? I still think that that's correct. I still think playing Black Lotus in that deck would be correct. Alright, Mirari's Wake is stronger than Harmonize, so I'm going to take that. We are light on 2-drops, which is kind of important because Tree Speaker taps for 2 mana. But yeah, we'll take the on-color Selesnya Signet. This could help us splash Sun Titan. Good call, Georgia Monty. Good call. I will take Birthing Pod, but probably not playing it. And Dig Through Time in the sideboard. Mox Pearl. Well, I'm not going to turn down free mana. What am I passing on to do this, though? This is shaping up to be a really weird green-white deck. I would love to have Gargaroth. Golgari Signet isn't bad. Plow Under is, like, even kind of decent, and so is Sylvan Library. But I have to take the power. Primetime. Eternal Witness. Recruiter of the Guard. So I'm going to take Primetime because we once again have Gaia's Cradle. We only have 1 fetch land, even though Primetime is like less likely to be taken than Eternal Witnesses, I think, in most decks. It's still going to be really good in this one. Besides double Titan power. Let's see, we have Wooded Foothills. I could take Badlands to help splash Golos' ability, but I don't think that's necessary. I think Turn Timber Symbiosis is just better. Because this is a 7 mana payoff. Like, we can just dig into our deck and find Terastodon, Primetime, Craterhoof, Sun Titan, and a way to win the game for the low cost of playing a land that we might have to take 3 damage off of. Seems good. Okay. So we've become this strange green-white deck. Birthing Pod we're probably not going to play because we currently have no 4-drop creatures. All of our lands except Cradle are forests, so taking Nissa here is pretty decent. Search for Tomorrow is another ramp spell. Finks would be good with Pod if we were doing the Pod thing. We can splash Dragonlord Atarka. I'm going to go with Nissa, just because we are so heavy on forests. I think that card is good. Yeah, turn 1 or turn 2 Nissa off of Black Lotus would be very good. That is true. Here's the 2 other Titans in the cube. Well, there's also Inferno Titan we haven't seen yet, but I'm going to take Razor Verge Thicket just because why not? It's going to help with the green-white mana. Amaria's Call is another low drop, like low cost of playing. It is not a forest, so it's something we do have to be aware does take away from Nissa. So I have some videos on my channel where I do play Arena, but I haven't for a while because I disagree with their economic model and it's way too expensive to keep up with. I'm the kind of guy that likes playing a bunch of different decks rather than playing just one deck really well. Disregarding Tron because I don't like playing Tron at all, despite having played it all the time. And to do that in Moto is easy because if there's cards that I don't use that are worth a lot of money, I can just trade them for a deck that I don't have. But if I play Arena, I have to spend a ton of money to keep up. And, like, I've heard Historic is a really, really fun format. I played a couple of janky Historic decks, and they were really fun. I played against other stuff that was fun to play against, which was way better than, like, Pioneer in the State of Modern for a long period of time. But I can't. It's something like, if you want to get 4 of from every set in Arena in a year, it's something like $3,000. Or $2,000. It's just not worth it to me. But Kano, you say, you play all those decks in Modern. And yeah, I have some expensive cards on Moto, but I can also sell those cards and get out from underneath it. Okay, if either of these fetches were green fetches, I would take them. Bayou is just like free. I'm going to take Oracle of Moldiah, though, because it does give us a 4-drop creature. Turn 1 Oracle of Moldiah off of Black Lotus into like multiple lands is amazing, so I'm going to take Oracle. And Joest, I'm not ignoring your comment. So for those of you with the Kano bingo card at home, tactfully ignores chat is not something that has occurred yet. I mean, like, I brewed up some janky red storm deck, which will be Mad Meta Magic tomorrow, because I wanted a baseline for playing a different kind of storm in Modern, and the deck is not good. And I don't ever want to pretend that it is good, but like, it's something to do. Garrick Wildspeaker is very good when you have Gaia's Cradle in your deck. Smokestack's also hilarious when you have a bunch of mana dorks. So something else, I noticed a bunch of the mana dorks dried up. I didn't see like Birds of Paradise, Gilded Goose, regular Llanowar Elves, Elvish Mystic, which means somebody else is drafting those cards and getting a little upset because none of the big green payoffs are getting seen. So hopefully we got enough ramp to actually make that work. Like, Gaia's Cradle is a little bit awkward because we only have 4 1-drops, and we would really prefer having a lot more than that. Okay. So we're not playing Uro and we're not playing Birthing Pod. But we are splashing white for Sun Titan, potentially Amaria's Call, and Mirari's Wake. And red for Wheel of Fortune. We also missed out on Green Sun Zenith. I mean, our deck's pretty good. We have Black Lotus and we have Mox, so an on-color Mox, even though that really only helps with like 1-2 spells. Okay, I like Eternal Witness. Eternal Witness getting back Black Lotus is kind of funny. It's just like a free Eternal Witness, and then you get to have your Black Lotus back. Copperline Gorge. We have Stomping Ground and Taiga already. I'm not worried about casting 1 red spell. Top's fine, but we'll take Witness because of the aforementioned Black Lotus interaction. I could play Wildfire in this deck. It'd be hilariously antithetical to what I should be doing, but I'll take Nykthos. This could be a Nykthos deck. Probably not if I end up playing Nissa. If I end up playing Nissa, I might even drop the Razor Verge Thicket. Yeah, just the Razor Verge Thicket. For some reason, I was thinking I had Copperline Gorge. Probably because I was like just talking about it. We can take Atarka. Atarka can be a sideboard threat versus certain kinds of decks. I'll put Shambling Vent in the side. I guess I'll take a Workshop, but I'm not going to play it. My goodness, what are you doing awake? Thank you for stopping by, though. I appreciate that. Okay, so we'll take out Nykthos, and I think I'm going to take out Razor Verge Thicket, just so we're, like, only forests. Mox Pearl, Black Lotus out for now. Set these lands in this pile. Maria's Call and Turn Timber are both lands. So in reality, I only need to cut like 2 cards. I don't think we need a Tarka. And good call. I don't need Excavator either. So we only have the 1 fetch land. We don't have Strip Mine or Wasteland. I don't need to play Sun Titan, but I'm going to. Alright. Add basic lands. Sweet. So, the problem with playing 13 lands is we do have Oracle of Moldiah in the deck. So even though we have an acceptable number of mana sources, I'd like to cut one more card just to make sure I have enough lands that Oracle is not like completely useless. Well, I guess we have 15 lands, but I don't know, maybe then. Let's try it. I don't need to overwork my brain this early in the stream. That's why I started by drafting green. Okay. See you guys in round 1, which should be coming up shortly. If you're new here or haven't yet, you should consider following the channel. And if you have a Twitch Prime subscription that you haven't used yet, please consider using it here. If not, remember to use it on your favorite content creators every month if you have Twitch Prime. Not a lot of people in queue right now, huh? This is going slower than I imagined it would be. I need to look at building a new computer. Feels like I just got this one, but I did some mental math and it's about 6 years old. I looked up what video cards in it. I have a 980 in this machine. And I built this machine like right before the 1080 Ti or 1080 and 1080 Ti came out. Which everyone was like, "Oh, it's the new hot thing." And I was like, "Damn it." It was literally like a week later and nobody told me that it was like upcoming when I was building this machine. And what are we on? 3070 now or something like that? Something absurd. But it's about that time. Might solve a lot of my problems that I'm having with random software. Alright. Round 1, here we go. Well, it's a Black Lotus opener. So, I mean, can you really turn this down? We have Mirari's Wake, Avacyn's Pilgrim, and Nissa. This is a turn 2 Nissa. Yeah, I'm gonna keep. Seems good. Opponent starts Polluted Delta. The dreaded blue deck has arrived. So, we'll start Forest and play Avacyn's Pilgrim. I don't think my opponent has Thoughtseize or Duress in their opener. I think if they had that, they would have used it immediately. They also did Mulligan. Okay, opponent plays an island. Passes. We draw Golos. Alright. Play Taiga. Play Black Lotus. Black Lotus resolves. Play Nissa. Playing around Days. Nissa resolves. Animate a Forest. Go to combat. And attack our opponent for 3. Yeah, that happens with like every video card release ever since the invention of cryptocurrency. Alright, opponent fetches with Polluted Delta. Probably a fatal push. That's something else. Heartless Act. Removing 3 counters from our forest. Well, they clicked through the prompt and didn't remove any counters. Oh, Moto interface. I wish you helped me as often as I hurt you, or as often as you hurt me. Okay. Opponent Banishing Light. Well, they got a Banishing Light Nissa. They can't let us untap with a Mana Reflection. That'd be absurd. Alright. Well, we are a little bit behind now on mana. We untap. We draw Terastodon. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. Okay, play Turn Timber. We will not pay 3 life. Go to combat. And attack for 4. So we really need to draw an untapped land or Mox Pearl. Opponent plays a Plains. Plays a Trinket Mage. Gonna go get their broken artifact. It's Mox Ruby. They do not play the Mox Ruby. We untap. We draw a forest. Play a forest. Neither of these things play around days, but I like Mirari's Wake. Sweet. Pass the turn. Okay, opponent plays a land. Oh, and we can Terastodon to blow up Banishing Light. Opponent plays Ashiok, Nightmare Weaver. Plays Mox Ruby. They have 1 card left in hand. And they plus exiling a forest, Hexdrinker, and Courser. Well, I don't know what their last card in hand is. But as long as it's not a counterspell, we're in a great place. You can't just do that. That's not okay. Well, that sucks. We draw Primeval Titan. Gonna go with Mirari's Wake again. Pass the turn. Opponent is in top deck mode. So if we can actually resolve this Terastodon, we're gonna have a good time. OP has been very rude. It's time to meet the elephant of friendship. Another Mox. Wow. You can't just cast that out of hand. That's a flex. Opponent is going to get a Hexdrinker. And presumably level it up to become a Progenitus. So we have to race that. We can. I mean, like, we're going to have double mana reflections. So it is doable. But they'll have us on a 4-turn clock by virtue of just having a Hexdrinker. Which means if they want to race, they should attack with Trinket Mage this turn. They did not level it up all the way. Alright. Play Terastodon. Blow up Ashiok, blow up Banishing Light, and blow up Turn Timber. We will use Terastodon's ability. Alright. Untap a forest. This now taps for 3 mana. We only have 4 mana right now. So let's just go ahead. This can only level up at sorcery, but alright, we're going to pass. What my opponent will probably do is level up Hex Drinker and then attack and kill Nissa. They flash in Brazen Borrower. But if we can play Golos or Primetime and go get Gaia's Cradle, we're going to have all the mana forever. Alright. They have made their Progenitus. I don't really want a Wheel of Fortune right now because drawing my opponent cards is not really what I want to be doing. Not when we have so much mana and are holding our entire top end minus Craterhoof. Although drawing Craterhoof would be awesome. We can't quite cast it yet. Okay, opponent attacks Nissa. But they're thinking about it hard. Alright, well we can't do anything. It's got protection from everything. We untap. We draw Emeria's Call. So we have 7, 8 mana. Do I need to play this untapped? So I could tap right now to play out Primetime. Then I have 2 mana left over, or 3 mana left over. It's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, let's go ahead and just cast Primetime, I think. Alright, Primeval Titan. Enters the battlefield. We're going to tutor up Gaia's Cradle and Wooded Foothills. And I'm going to play Emeria Shattered Skyclave tapped. Go to combat. Attack for 14. Opponent chumps and ends up double blocking on the 4/4. That's fine. Yep. So we lose an elephant, they lose an elephant, and then they lose Trinket Mage. Opponent untaps. I mean, if we just draw a Craterhoof, it's over. Like, super over. Opponent plays a Blade Splicer. Gets a 3/3 with First Strike. I'll be honest, it's not that impressive. We draw a Stomping Ground. So we could play Golos. Fetch with Wooded Foothills. Get Savannah. 2, 4, 6. I kind of want to just cast Wheel of Fortune. Because if I draw Crater Hoof, it's game over. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Does give my opponent the opportunity to draw out of this, though. So we'll go Wheel. And Hoof. There it is. So we'll play an Elves of Deep Shadow into a Crater Hoof Behemoth. Playing around Mana Leak, Miscalc. Possibly even Remand. I haven't counted my mana. Alright. We got there. No adjustments. We just run it back as it is. Feels like forever since I played a deck that had Power 9 in it, but that's not true because Supreme Draft wasn't that long ago. Opponent's got a lot of sideboarding to think about. Did my camera just do something weird? I saw something out of the corner of my eye and it looked like my camera did something weird. Come on, opponent. I have a bunch of gigantic elephants and beasts I want to introduce you to. It's been a long time since they printed, like, really a good Reanimator target, hasn't it? Like, Iona and Terrastodon came out at about the same time. And then... The Clayton 225. Hey, I recognize that name. Welcome. Thank you for following. Much appreciated. You're a wonderful human being, and thanks for contributing. I appreciate your support. Now, this hand doesn't really do anything, so I'm going to mulligan. This hand plays a turn 2 Tireless Tracker. Sure. This is at least does something. The first hand really didn't. Opponent plays Hollowed Fountain to start after also mulliganing to 6. We untap and draw a Selesnya Signet. Play Elves. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. plays an Inspiring Vantage. Is this the same opponent? They just petty thefted my mana dork. How rude. I did. I was going to say, you owe me 100 bits, because I got it to work exactly one time. I didn't open myself up to Wasteland. Oh, thank you. I didn't actually expect. Thank you both for donating 100 bits. Much appreciated, the Clayton225 and Noxon19. Big appreciation to both of you. Okay, we draw Prime Time. So we're going to go ahead and play Tireless Tracker and then play Stomping Ground. I'm really like I'm really thankful that you guys donate. Like, I've noticed there's been a very drastic uptick in donations to the channel across like the last month. Which of course it's never expected. I shouldn't expect that sort of a thing, but it's very nice. It is noticed and it is appreciated, and I wanted you guys to know that. Mix'em, welcome. Okay, let's see. What do I need to do? We're currently playing Vintage Cube. Been doing a lot of that lately. So I can play Signet. Kind of wish I'd drawn a land so I could play Golos. Noxon, thank you very much for gifting a sub to the Clayton225. Much appreciated. And I'm sure they appreciate it as well. Now they have access to all of my silly emotes. So we're going to play a Signet, and we're going to use the Signet to crack a clue. Put a counter on Tracker and draw. Kind of hoping to try and hit a land here. We hit Sun Titan, which is not a land. It is kind of the antithesis of a land. But we'll get in with Tracker. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. That's pretty good value. New sub gang. Alright, well, we lose our Tracker, getting basically nothing out of the deal. Now, if I can draw any land that produces white, I can cast Sun Titan. So if we get our fetch land or our Savannah, we can play Sun Titan and just get back Tracker. If I draw any land, I can play Prime Time and then play Sun Titan. Okay. Opponent attacks for a lot. I do not have an OnlyFans. That is a myth. Go down to 6. Oh my goodness. Mix'em, thank you for resubscribing. Much appreciated. Oh, don't feel bad. It's a holiday. Apparently we have 5 minutes to get to a level 2 hype train. I didn't know this was a thing. Well, I knew it was a thing, but I didn't really expect to ever see it. But there was a lot of activity that happened in the last 10 minutes. Much appreciated to you all. But yeah, don't feel bad about like missing my streams or anything like that. It was the holidays. It's like you should be spending time with your family if you have access to do so, you know. I had all of my family stuff around Christmas, and then for New Year's we didn't really do anything. We just stayed home. Ooh, the Clayton, thank you for donating 100 bits. Much appreciated. That's true, we're at 81% now. That was an additional 6% on the hype train. Much appreciated. We have 3 minutes and 50 seconds left if anybody else wants to donate. Let's see. I'm going to just run it back as is. I think I just need a higher power start. Alrighty. We'll play first. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. What's amazing? Oh, the shirt is amazing. Ah, yes. I don't know. My brother got it for me. It was a Christmas gift. So we're going to start Forest Uraga Tree Speaker. Next turn we have 5 mana. Joe West, thank you for resubscribing. We have leveled up the hype train to level 2, 100% on level 1. Much appreciated. Glad to see you, Joe West. Hype! We untap and draw Stomping Ground. Well, play Stomping Ground because it allows us to level up Tree Speaker. Then, what can we do with 2 mana? Not a lot. We'll play Black Lotus. Crack Black Lotus for green. If you need a reason to hype, check out Kano's grinder account. I don't have a grinder. We'll play Eternal Witness. Picking up Black Lotus. Then, yeah, I'm just going to attack. No, I'm not going to attack. My opponent could have Condemn. Next turn, I'll have 8 mana and can just cast Craterhoof. Craterhoof 3 creatures seems decent. Opponent plays a Mox Ruby and an Island. 3 mana. Opponent plays a Spell Seeker. We draw Tireless Tracker. Lotus Craterhoof on what, turn 5? This is turn 3 right now. I just untapped in turn 3. So I think the play here is to play Turn Timber Symbiosis untapped, which gives me a total of 5 mana, and then I can just Lotus and play Craterhoof. That seems like a reasonable thing that reasonable people do. Alternatively, I could play out... Well, nah. I've kind of committed to this. It's silly. It's not even... It's not correct. I'm still doing it. Very excited, though, to have gotten my first hype train ever. So thank you, everybody, for contributing. That's kind of a big deal for me, personally. Alrighty, Craterhoof. Go to combat. We will attack for half of my opponent's life total. Opponent does not block, they go to 7. They untap. Opponent plays Polluted Delta. That means a lot to hear you say that. We untap. Draw Forest. Go to combat. We will attack for 7. So my opponent should block Eternal Witness here with their Spellseeker. They could be flashing in Restoration Angel. If it were me, personally, I would have blocked Craterhoof and then flickered, but... I mean, alright. So my opponent got Ancestral Recall. I wasn't even paying enough attention to see that my opponent did that. They get a Heartless Act. Alright. I guess they wanted to block and kill Eternal Witness. Would I be willing to try the Planeswalker stipulation again with 2 skips per pack for fixing? Yeah, I could try that. I wouldn't mind. I like doing stipulations. I'm not very good at it, I will admit. I'm quite terrible at it, but I do like it. Alright, so we're going to play Tireless Tracker here. Then we'll play a land, and then we'll play Dryad. Whoa! Noxon, thank you for gifting out 4 Tier 1 community subs to Big Gun P, Nefertiti, Kefka Kakarot, and Thymos _. I'm sure they all appreciate it, and I really do too. So first hype train has made it to level 2. That's exciting. I will definitely do a Planeswalker stipulation draft or hype train level 3. I will definitely do a Planeswalker stipulation draft after this as a thank you for all of your support. And opponent scoops the match. That was round 1. Moving on to round 2. Little Kano hype train with dinner, grilled kebabs and roast potatoes. That sounds delicious. Six Sigma finally arrives. Welcome, Six Sigma. Whoa. There's some colorful Mixum, thank you. Thank you for your honesty. Jesus, Six Sigma. Oh, you guys are something else. I just realized we're only I should set up a sub goal soon because we're pretty close to. I guess we're not really close. We're getting towards the 35 sub point amount, which would let me upload an additional emote. So when that happens, I'll have a. If that happens, I'll have a poll in Discord for which emote we can have on Twitch next. Of the ones that we got, or a new one if people are interested. Alright, we get to play first. What's a hype train? A hype train is a thing to encourage people to donate to the channel. It unlocks things for the viewers when you get a sufficient level of hype train. Everybody who contributes gets something. But it's just something to encourage donations for streamers. It's like a bonus thing. Anything for hype train level 3? Well, we're at 33% with 2 minutes and 24 seconds left. But much appreciated. Alright, we can keep this. This is a tireless tracker. If I draw another land, we can double clue off of tireless tracker the following turn, which would be pretty cool. Opponent inquisitions us. So if I were my opponent and I saw this hand, I would take tracker. Because that's kind of how we would recoup the losses, and that's what our opponent does. And we draw a Black Lotus. So we have 6 mana. We're 1 mana away from playing Battle Ball. So Wooded Foothills. Let's crack Wooded Foothills. We'll go and get Savannah. And play Dryad of the Elysian Grove. Pass the turn. Have I ever considered Mirror Battlesphere in Tron? Played against a guy who played it at GP Minneapolis for pet card reasons. Absolutely disgusting. I like the card, but I think it gets outclassed pretty frequently. That's true. Sigma's here, Tarek. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go! Battle Ball, go! Alright, opponent entombs in response. Okay. Ashen Rider. We get a bunch of mirror tokens and get to attack for 2. So my opponent will probably reanimate Ashen Rider next turn. If they don't, We can shuffle their grave into their deck, and nice. Opponent cannot recover because they don't have a reanimation spell. My goodness. Why is this a thing? Tarek. Alright, the hype train completed at level 2. Much appreciated. Total of 7 subs. And 600 bits. Thank you all so much. GP Minneapolis was so long ago when Paper Magic was still real. That's true. Man, I played in GP Denver and played in GP Vegas pretty frequently. So if anybody went there before, you may have seen me before I started playing Magic online mostly. I actually finished in the limited portion of GP Vegas. I made day 2, I think, and lost. I just lost out immediately for day 2. For Dominaria. It was pretty sweet. Yeah, no adjustments, just run it back. I don't know why I'm like sitting here. GPs are fun. I like playing Magic in that sort of environment. It is a lot of fun. The limited side events are, I think, the most fun. Yeah, I can keep this. It's a turn 2 Dryad. We have a lot of lands. If we get Inquisitioned again, it could be bad. And we draw a Terastodon. So play a forest to play around Wasteland, play elves, pass the turn. Opponent plays a swamp, passes. We draw a hoof, play a forest, play Dryad. Turn off auto yields because I didn't mean to hit F6. Opponent remands Dryad. 'Tis fine, pass the turn. Alright. Alright, we untap. We draw Mere Battle Ball yet again. Play Savannah to avoid... I see an OnlyFans command in chat. I don't know why they labeled it that, but yes, you did. Play a Taiga, and we'll play Signet as well. Getting the ramp on. We've got 6 mana currently. 1 more mana, and we can cast Battle Sphere, and then 1 more mana after that, and we can play Craterhoof. Opponent plays another Swamp. They're up to 4 mana. What? Why? Why? Alright, we untap. We draw Primal Command. So let's put a non-creature permanent on top of its owner's library and then search for a creature card. Put the island on top. Oh my goodness. Opponent Dark Rituals in response. That is never a good thing to see. Does commit? Snapcaster Mage for remand? Okay. Sigma makes it entertaining. He always does. Always happy to have him show up. So they're remanding our Primal Command here. Okie dokie. Now I guess we have to pass, because there's no reason for us to attack. I would like to top deck some lands. I don't miss anyone. This post sponsored by YouTube Gang. Oh my goodness, you guys are silly. I do really enjoy streaming. I need to do it more often. Maybe I'll make that some kind of goal. If we can get a certain amount of viewership and donation on a stream or across a certain time period, maybe I'll make it a goal to start streaming twice a week. If I was to stream at a different time, does someone else have preferences? Let's see. We're going to... I think we're going to put that Coercive Portal on top and then tutor for a creature. Let's go ahead and add a bunch of green so we can cast this Primal Command. You know what? I should have tapped the Elves of Deep Shadow because it was my intent to play a 1-drop. And I can't off of Elves of Deep Shadow. So that's a punt. Basically, any day that isn't a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday for you. Just give me some time to stretch beforehand. Oh, man. Okay, well. I better be careful with these punts. I could pull a muscle. I guess I'll get Uraga Tree Speaker and we'll pass. Also good with anything that isn't Friday. Okay. If I was, like, personally for me, if I was going to stream, it would probably be on the weekend. Because that would just be, like, an easier time for me. I could do something like Monday. Is it 4th down? Oh, man. Kind of feels like it. Let's see. We'll play Oracle of Moldiah here. Oh my gosh. Really hope there's a land on top of our deck. If there is, it's not. So, I mean, I'm going to deal with it, but it's disheartening. We'll play out Uraga Tree Speaker, then pass. So my opponent gets to start drawing 2 cards a turn. Vote Homage, whatever it's called. Opponent plays a Liliana of the Veil. You're making us discard. That's not funny. I don't know why that made me laugh, Tarek. That's not really that funny, but it made me laugh. You got me. Getting close to 5k skulls. You better prepare for what's coming. I am not even... No matter how many skull donations it is, I am never, ever, ever playing that whatever version of Bluetron it was that like put me on maximum tilt. That's not happening ever. So my opponent decided to bravely name green with Iona. I'll play Bluetron, but I won't play that particular brand of Bluetron. So we level up Tree Speaker. Then we use Tree Speaker. I think we play out Sun Titan? Yeah, okay, we play out Sun Titan. Pass the turn. We are only a mana away from casting Battle Ball, which is something that can attack into Iona. Alright, vote Homage. I have an updated brew of my deck. I want to see how Kano does with. That flavor of Bluetron has been soured by Kano's punts. Somehow the deck he's referring to 5-0'd, not when he played it. Yeah, no, I have no idea how that actually worked. So I'm gonna sack Dryad because we can reanimate Dryad with Sun Titan. Iona is really annoying, but we do have some colorless threats. Alright, never mind. Okay, Opponent plays Murderous Rider. Attacks us for 7. That's true, I don't need a reason to play much more Tron than I already do. Considering I don't actually like playing Tron. It's just something that happens by coincidence. And, right, I'm gonna go ahead and concede. Ah, eggs. I remember now, yes. Eggs. So a new brew of it, huh? Play the red-white taxes that 5-0'd? I played a red-white taxes that 5-0'd. And I 5-0'd with it. What about Twiddlestorm? I like Twiddlestorm. Twiddlestorm's alright. I'll play first. Wow, the only land that doesn't make this hand work. Got a mulligan. This I can get behind. I think this will work. We'll put back Savannah. Thank you. Play Tree Speaker, pass the turn. So weird. Curious to see if the deck can use Underworld Breach, even if it's just a cheeky one of. Possibly. I mean, that seems like a card that would fit in it. So level up Tree Speaker. I don't know why Porter is doing the boofs right now, but he is. Play Signet, pass the turn. If anyone has the strategically ignoring chat bingo, you win. Yep, that's true. We draw Mox Pearl. So we're going to play Mox Pearl to play around Days here. I could play Oracle. I think it is correct to play Golos here, though. Oops. Twiddlestorm for a YouTube video. Alright, alright. Alright, I can do that. We did not play around Miscalculation. You might say I miscalculated. Oh, I'm sorry. So I do have to do a Planeswalker Stipulation Vintage Cube after this, and Twiddlestorm will be for a YouTube video. Not for tomorrow's Mad Meta Magic, that's already been recorded. It would appear that I've lost. I can no longer play green spells. That's a problem. Don't care when, just eventually. You got it. I'm going to go actually make a note of that right now, because if I don't, I will forget. So notepad. So, Twiddlestorm next. Mad Meta Magic. Okay. Well, that was unfortunate. When you're a monocolor deck that only plays one color worth of answers, what about Polymorph? I played a Transmog Titan not that long ago, and I love that deck. That deck is just a little bit hard to make work. We found some tech that does make it slightly more consistent. Ooh. A polymorph deck that is consistent on turn 3? Do you have a list? I'm happy to see it if you've got a list. Oh my god, you clipped this? Miscalculated. You might say I miscalculated. Oh, I'm sorry. Why? Oh, I love it, but like, why? uh, I'm gonna go ahead and just add that to the memes. Just make sure that that is the right link. Yep. Okay. Nominated for punt command. Is there a Blightsteel deck you enjoy? And if you're talking about modern, I'm not sure if I have a list that'll work. A modern meta or polymorph deck that can play any creature plays a 6/6 Titan instead of a 15/15. Yeah, no kidding. Well, this is a turn 1 Avacyn's Pilgrim, turn 2 Wheel of Fortune, which I can probably get behind. Alright, we draw Golos. So play a Forest, play a Pilgrim, pass the turn. I would recommend looking at Shape Anew if you want to do Blightsteel shenanigans. So play Taiga. Go with Wheel of Fortune. I know it looks like jank, but I promise I've tested with it. Let's see. Gigantha, Emrakul, Emrakul Transmogrify Polymorph. I like it. I like it. So my opponent discards... What is my opponent's deck? They kept 2 lands, Sneak Attack, Sundering Titan, Tinker, Karn, Emrakul. Alright, I mean... You got me. Pass the turn. This is a turn 3 Mirror Battlesphere now. Daddy is sad because of the... Oh, man. Was that Magic Aids? It sounds like Magic Aids. So what does this use as its tokens? Oh, Dwarven Mine. Okay. Okay, so this is another Dwarven Mine polymorph deck. Alright. Opponent plays an Izzet Signet and passes. We draw Forest. Play a Forest. Play Black Lotus. He can be. His humor gets a little crude sometimes, so... But, like, it's not... He has said some things that made me chuckle before. I do watch it. The guy is actually, like, a really good... you know, separating his humor, he's got a very, very good sense of the metagame and very good at brewing. My chat humor gets a little crude. I try to be professional. I don't know how professional I can actually be, but yes. You got me there. This opponent at our end step fetches with Wooded Foothills and gets... Nothing wrong with that. Opponent untaps. That's true. I do like the fast cut style of humor where it's just like one punch after another when it comes to humor. But sometimes it's exhausting. Like, I can't keep up with it. I gotta be in a certain mood. Opponent plays Oracle of Moldiah, reveals Chrome Mox. We draw Garruk Wildspeaker. So we can play Wildspeaker. Alright, first we just attack with Battle Ball. So tap all the mirror. Opponent takes 4 damage and has an 8/7 attacking them. No blocks. They take 8. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a forest to play around days. Play Garrick. Untap so we can threaten Overrun next turn. Yes, he was the person that had come up with the deck first. Now, the popularized version, yes. But whether or not the other person built it in tandem or used his deck list, I don't remember. The person that made it famous by taking it to a tournament, I don't know if they copied him or if they also built it in tandem by themselves. But either way, Magic Aids was the first person to actually make that popularized version. He's also done several decks since that were really powerful. Like he had the Living End triple combo deck that was extremely strong in the metagame that it was built for. The Luca Emrakul Polymorph Control was also really, really strong. Like, if you want an off-meta deck that turns out really strong, I would consider watching some of his more recent stuff. Like I said, if you can deal with his humor. Oh, Chandra's Incinerator? Alright, this is a very strong hand if Uraga Tree Speaker survives, so we'll gamble on it. We would like to draw another green source. That much I can tell you. Opponent starts Tropical Island. Kefka, welcome. We'll play Uraga Tree Speaker. Did you miss anything? We got the Hype Train to level 2. Opponent starts Ancestral Recall. That's pretty good. Do I enjoy the style of gameplay of Blue-White Control? Yes, I do like playing Blue-White Control. I don't think it makes for very good content because a lot of people will find it boring. But I do enjoy playing it. It also takes quite a long time. I don't know what that means, but it sounds phenomenal. It's some Twitch thing. We draw Terastodon. So we're going to play Emeria Shattered Skyclave untapped. The only reason I'm doing it this way is because I do not want to give my opponent even more reason to kill Uraga Tree Speaker. Oh, actually, shoot. Turn off auto yields. Go to second main. And we're going to use this mana to level up again. Just so it doesn't go to waste. Just replied to myself. Sounds like a person who just got off work. No worries, man. Alright, so my opponent is using 3 mana off of a Boros Signet. Told you I don't do the Twitch thing. Oh, yes. Yes, you did. My goodness. Oh, no. That's a strip mine. Thankfully, it didn't get Gaia's Cradle. We untap. We draw Battle Ball. Play Cradle. Float green. And we're going to go with Oracle of Moldiah. Speaking of strip mine, is your OnlyFans going? I don't have an OnlyFans. It's not a thing. I should make one for cute porter pics, though. Just adorable, wholesome puppy dog pictures. Oh my goodness. Don't care how old that joke gets. I totally understand. Alright, there's a Turn Timber Symbiosis on top of my deck. We can play Turn Timber Serpentine Wood. That matters a lot. So we're going to do that and play 3 life. The joke being Kano. Rude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 mana. Courser doesn't help. Tracker doesn't help. Hoof wins the game immediately, so let's just play out. Oh, okay, hang on. I'm not supposed to tap like that. What I'm supposed to do is tap like this. Love being stupid in your chat. It's like the top 5 parts of my week. Oh man, I love being stupid in front of my chat. It's like the top part of my week right now. We're generally trying to wish you a happy birthday. One day at a time. We'll get there eventually. Yeah, one of these days I'm just going to stream on my birthday, and then after you go, haha, happy birthday, I'm going to be like, joke's on you, it is my birthday. So we manifest a Mox Pearl. Cyberpunk and work has kept me out of streams lately. I've thought about getting Cyberpunk, but I realize my computer is considered old now. It's going to be an April 1st stream. Actually, I do have a good friend who was born on April Fool's Day. His actual birthday is April 1st, and he's one of the trolliest people I've ever met, so it's fitting. Would I wear a party hat on my birthday stream? I can do that. I can do that. When you guys guess on my actual birthday that it is indeed my birthday, I will wear a party hat. Nice. Oh, I like how people have hype train conductor badges now. That's kind of cool. So my opponent just Wheel of Fortuned, and we lost all of our big endgame threats. But we're about to draw Primeval Titan. It kind of sucks, though, because we just lost Gaia's Cradle to Woodfall Primus. It'll be the one day the joke doesn't come up. Never. Happens way too often. Alright, we untap. Draw Primetime. Alright, now what do we do here? So we can play a forest. We currently have 5 mana. I can Black Lotus up to 8. And I could Wheel of Fortune. Draw Nissa and play Nissa. That seems like it would be good. The problem is, besides Terrastodon, Craterhoof, Battle Ball, and Primetime, we don't really have any other big endgame threats. What do you think the best version of Blue-Eye Control is? I think the only one that's viable right now is Azorius, like, taking turns as a control deck. I don't know if you can actually play straight-up Blue-White Control right now. Yeah, that's true. Whatever version of the deck's playing Shark Typhoon, I'll just go with that. Oh, I can play another land. That's good. That actually changes the math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can play Primetime, tutor up lands, and then Wheel of Fortune. Seems pretty good. Play Black Lotus. Float mana. Play Primetime. Yeah, that's the only reason why I haven't bought my playset of Omnath and Uro and built Uramnath Bring to Light Battle of Wits and become the final boss of the modern format. It's because I can't justify purchasing something that I think they're going to ban. Well, we do have a Sun Titan coming up. Alright, time for Wheel of Fortune. You have a foil Uro? Okay, we just got our opponent to discard a bunch of fairly decent cards. Nothing game-ending, though. Alright, pass the turn. Manifest a forest. Oh man, we can Eternal Witness back Hoof. That's pretty sweet. So my opponent untaps Basalt Monolith using Tolarian Academy. Sliver EDH is fun. I had I actually had, after buying a collection, I had a Sliver Legion and a bunch of random slivers, and I built Sliver EDH to play a couple of times. I ended up selling it to a friend. That sucks, Mixim. I'm sorry to hear that. We'll be getting into Moto. Can I get you some good ideas? Playing Cube, um, playing Cube and playing Limited is generally pretty fun on Moto. It does cost a lot, but if you get into a format right when it's released, you have the best opportunity to learn. So, like, whenever the next Limited set is, you can, if you start playing it then when everyone is learning the format, you kind of get the opportunity to maybe jump the curve a little bit. Someone posted fan art and memes. Okay, I gotta share this. I gotta. How do I do this? So somebody, and that somebody is Clayton225, drew me as Charlie Brown, punting my deck of Magic cards with Yu-Gi-Oh backs away. Stream chat, everybody's username with punt. That's awesome. Oh, I'm gonna put that on the front of my next video I record after this. That's great. Thank you so much. That is a treasure. I have no idea what my opponent's doing. I've stopped paying attention to this game. So yeah, if you're watching and you haven't already, and you want to join fun in the mayhem, all are welcome. Please, you can join the Discord, just ! Discord in the Twitch chat will get you there. Or feel free to jump into Twitch chat at any time. Always happy to hear from new people. Is it even a good idea to invest in Moto right now? I don't think Moto is going to be going away for a while. Yu-Gi-Oh! Backs, except they're kind of MTG. Fun fact, Yu-Gi-Oh's first outing in the manga was a parody of MTG. Yeah, actually, I did know that. Feel like WotC will go full arena now. They can't because of Eternal format playability. What? Alright, well, time to sacrifice Whisperwood Elemental. We lose a lot of our mana. Alright, we get to manifest the top couple cards of our library. The first one is a Wooded Foothills. The second one is Golos. That's lethal. I'm going to go ahead and concede. Cannot beat Wildfire into Zealous Conscripts. Oh, you guys are silly. Alright, run it back. There's an untimely Wheel of Fortune while we were holding all of our bombs that lost me that game. I mean, don't question your life choices. You obviously did it for a reason. It was fun. Like, you gathered there, you were social with people who were around, and yeah, you were playing a game, but A lot of us do. And it sucks because, like, times change. But it's kind of just how it is sometimes. So we're going to play Black Lotus. Use Black Lotus to cast Eternal Witness. Picking up Black Lotus. I could play out Black Lotus again and play Hex Drinker. Well, I mean, it's one of those things that's like, if you think you're going to regret having the cards, Magic cards have resale value. And it's not usually a small amount of resale value. It's usually a lot. So if you think that having the money is more important, you can sell them. Otherwise, you can hold on to them. I have 6 mana. I think it is time to play Whisperwood Elemental. I wish I had more mana to ramp out Terastodon, but this will have to do for now. But also keep in mind that, like, with the global pandemic that's going on right now, it's going to be a while before Magic goes back to being mostly paper. And if you want, you can convert. Want to use your new Force of Will for the first time? Oh, man. I wish I had more mana, says the guy who played Black Lotus twice in one turn. Yeah, that's me. But, like, if you don't need the money, keep the cards. Because it will come back. Magic is not going to be going away. Why didn't we just play Hex Drinker? Because it's not cool enough. This is way cooler. Alright. Even though Hex Drinker was, like, way better. Hex Drinker having, like, protection from sorceries does protect it from Wildfire. We cannot cast Golos, so Hex Drinker time. Unfortunately, I cannot give it protection from instants yet. But I am going to level it up. Oh, it's only protection from instants. It's not protection from sorceries. Kano cannot into literacy. I mean, like, I just happen to be favored with my decision to play Magic, because I generally, like, I used to play Magic in paper all the time. And then I kind of lost my play group. They moved on to doing other things. But I still enjoy playing Magic a lot. So I ended up playing mostly on Moto. Then my life got very, very busy. I got a fiance. I couldn't go out. Like, I just had too much other things. So I could only play Magic at random times. And then I just happened to be playing online, and then this whole pandemic thing happened. So as far as I know, like, for me, things haven't changed all that much. But for a lot of people, they can't play right now. So I do feel for you. That's not a fun matchup, but any Magic is fun Magic. Okay, I gotta restart the client really quick. So while I'm doing that, you gotta look at my ugly mug this close up. One other thing I want to say, I originally started playing Magic so that I could get away from the computer and not stare at a screen. So look how well that turned out for me. It's devolved into my entire life, professional and personal, and relaxation is now in front of a screen, and I hate it. Except for weightlifting, which right now I can't do. So, yep. Competitive EDH is not a thing on Moto, no. Of course, competitive EDH isn't really a thing unless you're playing, like, either over webcam or I guess through something like Cockatrice, if Cockatrice is even a thing anymore. I can do weightlifting on stream. Just make a weightlifting YouTube video. Like, right, today we're going to learn how to bench press. I don't know why it made me Australian, but it did. I have never had a good experience playing Cockatrice, and I know other people have, and I'm not going to knock it if you do, but I have played on Cockatrice with so many people who did not know the rules of the game and refused to believe me when I was like, that's not how that interaction works. Like, that's fair. That, I guess, would make a big difference. All right. So for Noxon, we are going to do a Planeswalker Vintage Cube stipulation. I believe Noxon said I'm allowed to have 2 passes on Planeswalkers every pack, pack 1, 2, and 3, for the purposes of picking fixing. Oh, man. Wrenn 6 is a really good Planeswalker to have if you're doing Planeswalker stipulation. But Sol Ring is good with every Planeswalker that is not Wrenn 6. So I'm going to make an executive decision, and I'm going to take Sol Ring. I'll use my first pass in the first pack here. Because this helps us cast a lot of Planeswalkers. Alright, no Planeswalkers in this pack. I'm going to take Prismatic Vista, because Prismatic Vista is going to be the best fixing no matter what colors we're in. Keeps us open. This is Noxon's Planeswalker stipulation draft. We have 1 pass on a Planeswalker left in Booster Pack 1 if we want to use it. But I basically would only use it if I got better fixing than the Planeswalker that was in the pack. Because Planeswalkers tend to go late unless they're absolutely broken. Sol Ring is just excellent colorless fixing. Alright, a Johnny Vengeant. Is a Johnny Vengeant better or worse than Narset Parter Avails? It is the 10th piece of power, by a lot of people's admission. Hmm. Time Twister doesn't deserve Power 9 status? I think Time Twister deserves Power 9 status. Think Narset greater than a Johnny? That's true. We'll do Narset. Yeah, Time Twister is incredibly broken. If you don't believe me, just look at High Tide. Just look at High Tide and then add Time Twister, and you tell me that deck is okay. Like, not even Time Spiral. Time Spiral is potentially even more broken given the circumstances. But Time Twister is absurdly strong. Doesn't exile itself. If you could play it in multiples, you can just loop them. It's crazy, crazy bonkers. Now, we have Elspeth Sun's Champion and Karn Liberated for our Planeswalkers for this pack. Gonna take Karn. They're both of similar levels of mana cost. Karn's infinitely easier to cast. We do have a Sol Ring. So, big Karn it is. Alright. No Planeswalkers in this pack. Also, Time Twister plus Hull Breacher is Mind Twist plus Ritual up to 7 mana. It's pretty good. And draw 7 cards. So we can take Plateau, Wooded Foothills, or Swords. It's true. It was like the 9 most originally powerful cards. I guess it might be reevaluated in today if you wanted to describe the 9 most powerful cards now. Several of which would still be the Power 9, but... See, do we take Fixing or do we take the Swords? We're probably playing white. I'm going to go with Swords to Plowshares because we're going to need good removal to back up our Planeswalkers. Alright, Elspeth Knight Errant. Wouldn't mind taking a Volcanic Island, but I think Elspeth is fine here. Tezzeret. If we can get some broken artifacts, like more Sol Rings, Tezzeret's great. So we'll take Tezzeret. Could you imagine High Tide into Time Spiral into Underworld Breach? Well, I mean, Underworld Breach constantly recasting the same Time Twister would be broken. Absolutely absurd. My specialty is to make outrageous claims about formats I don't play. Power 9 is more for constructed instead of cube. Reasonable. Okay. So I think in the general case, if I see a pack that doesn't have planeswalkers or powerful removal, I'm just going to take whatever dual land is in the pack, if there is any. Thirst for Knowledge is probably... Actually, might even be better than Raging Ravine, considering we're only blue-white right now. But there's a Renin 6 going around. I'm going to take Renin. I'm going to take Raging Ravine. I think Simic Signet is great here. We need more ramp to get into our planeswalkers. Botanical Sanctum's good. Burning of Jinier as a wildfire effect could be good. Planeswalkers are a way to take advantage of wildfire. I'll take the fixing for now, though. Sol Ring is better than everything except possibly Lotus and Cube outside of certain situations. I would make the argument that Mana Crypt is more powerful than Sol Ring and Cube. It also excludes Contract from below. Yeah, that card's not broken at all. Contract from below. I forgot that card existed. Take it out of your deck if you're not playing for Ante. I guess Soulscar Mage. Corpse Dance and Past in Flames aren't really cards we would play in a Planeswalker deck. Soulscar Mage is kind of questionable as well. Swift Spear. Maze of Ith is a Planeswalker deck card, but... Yeah, I'll take Maze of Ith. Man, Mono Red is like super open. So we didn't get Renin 6, unfortunately, but I think Sol Ring helping us cast Elspeth, Tezzeret, Karn is the way to go. Alright. Pack number 2. Wow. Okay. So there's a Chandra, Torch of Defiance, a Gideon Ally of Zendikar, Grim Monolith, Mishra's Workshop. I'm going to pass on both Chandra and Gideon, despite them being absurd for the Power 9. I'll use my Pack 2 pass. Power 9 over Planeswalker, according from Noxon himself. Why does this deck look like Little Tron? Kind of because it acts like Tron. Ancestral Recall looks much more balanced when you realize you're getting less than half the bang for your buck on it. Yeah, if you're considering Contract from Below an actual Magic card. Time Twister. Well, we have Narset. This is actually a time to pick Time Twister. Because if we can go like turn 1, land, Moxjet, Sol Ring, Time Twister, that's good enough. But the fact that we have Narset is just icing on the cake here. So this is absolutely a Time Twister deck. Okay. Now we have to start making more informed decisions. We have a lot of mana rocks. This could actually be an upheaval deck. Alternatively, we can take Underground Sea just to increase our level of fixing. We don't have any fetch lands right now, which other than Prismatic Vista, which cannot get Underground Sea. I think the pick here is to take Miscalc. Even though this is going to be a tap-out deck most of the time, the 2-mana counterspell effect for single blue is incredibly strong in this format. So I'm going to go with Miscalc. Alright, no Planeswalkers in this pack. We can take Incinerate. If we want to take Incinerate. There's a Dark Ritual. Currently have nothing that needs black mana. Inspiring Vantage potentially helps us cast some off-color stuff. There's a Temple Garden as well. Kythian is a Planeswalker in time. Kythian doesn't count, because in a Planeswalker deck, he's not a Planeswalker. You have to have him in a creature deck. This is an Elite Vanguard in this deck, so it's not a card we can really play in the Planeswalker deck. I'll take Temple Garden. That's good fixing. Okay. Garruk. I would count the flip Jace as a Planeswalker, but not the flip Kythian. We're going for the spirit of the Planeswalker deck here. LED with Time Twister you just passed up? Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. That was actually a mistake. Wheel of Fortune here would be great. But I'm going to take the Planeswalker. Because them's the rules. Okay, multiple Planeswalkers. Ashiok is much better. I think the Nahiri, because we don't have any big, scary Eldrazi. We're also closer to blue-black than we are to red-white, given our current mana-based situation. So I'm going to go with Ashiok, especially with Mox Jet. Potentially playing a really quick Ashiok off of, like, Land, Soul Ring, Simic Signet, or something like that is kind of possible. Okay, that's a Freyalise. Nothing worth fixing in this pack, so we'll take Freyalise. Okay. Can I just Eureka all of my Planeswalkers onto the battlefield? I have never cast Eureka and actually won the game. I've only cast Eureka and lost. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think the pick here is to take Lightning Helix. There's some consideration for Glorybringer. But we're going to take Lightning Helix. Chad came around. Perfect. This is a Chad deck. That doesn't stop me from drafting it. I think this is a Duress deck. I don't think we're playing any other spell in this deck. We could play Porcelain Legionnaire, but I definitely would rather Duress, I think. Ingrath's Rampage. The hardest card to cast is the best one for it. Actually, Ophiomancer is insane. I'm going to take Ophiomancer. Ophiomancer is a really strong... Well, LED came around. There's a Wheel of Fortune behind it. That's kind of nuts. LED Time Twister is great, but only if we're doing that. I actually think I'm going to take... Should I take the... Well, we don't have that much red. I'm going to take Lion's Eye Diamond. We'll see. We will see. Unpunt is a mod-only command, so you'll have to ask a mod to unpunt. Nighthawk Scavenger is great. I will take that card. Nahiri came around. Planeswalker Stipulation. And Spectral Procession into the side. Okay. Final pack. What are we dealing with? So there is a Planeswalker in this pack. It is Duretti. Our fixing kind of looks like garbage right now. Let me think. Do I need to use my pass on Duretti to take Hollowed Fountain? We are white-blue kind of at our core. With a little bit of red splash. I think I might have to take the Hollowed Fountain here over Duretti. Because otherwise this deck is just not going to work. Duretti has the possibility of wheeling, and I haven't used any passes for pack 3 yet, so I'm going to make an executive decision to take Hollowed Fountain. Alright. Metamorphose is actually fixing that might make this deck a little more bearable. It's kind of weird that I'm considering it that highly. Urza... We do have some broken artifacts, and Urza is strong with broken artifacts. I could take Lava Claw Reaches because we're playing both black and red. I'm going to take the land. There's a lot of good cards in this pack, but I think I need the land the most. Flooded Strand. There's Gideon. So Flooded Strand right now fetches Hollowed Fountain and Temple Garden. Alternatively, there is Golos. Golos being a good 5-color payoff. I think I gotta use my second pass for Flooded Strand. So there's no more passes. I have to take any Planeswalker I see after this point. Gideon Jura is freaking great. There's also Karn, Scion of Urza, which is the easier of the two to cast. We're already going to be pretty heavily in white, it being one of the better Planeswalker colors, so we'll take Big Chad. Any Planeswalkers in this pack? No Planeswalkers in this pack. So we can either take Stomping Ground, which we don't have that much red. We have red for, like, Nahiri. I think taking Tundra here is correct, because we have a lot of double white and some double blue. So I think Tundra is the correct land to take here. No planeswalkers in this pack. We can take Seachrome Coast to help with the fixing. Don't have a lot of cards we want to Snapcaster so much. Fast Bond could be good, but we don't have any broken land interactions. Hydroid Krasis is a creature. I'm gonna take Seachrome Coast. We don't have a lot of removal, but some of our planeswalkers can act as removal. Okay. No planeswalkers here. Yeah, I know. Without the stipulations, we'd have had 2 draw 7s and fast bond. Actually, we would have memory jar too. That'd have been insane. Is this a Leovold deck? Technically, we have all the colors of Leovold. It does make Time Twister better. The alternative is taking like Skyclave Apparition or Damnation. We don't have any board wipes. I'll try taking Leovold. Why not? Ooh, I like Balance. But I also like Godless Shrine. Godless Shrine, we do have a Flooded Strand we could fetch up with. Balance is so strong, though. I think I gotta take Godless Shrine. I think the only card that I currently drafted that I can't play at all is Fraley's, because she's going to be too hard to cast. Which is kind of sad, because she's pretty good. There's an Uro. Could take Armageddon, because I am a Planeswalker deck. I could also take a Lingering Souls, because we do have a lot of black and white mana. No way to make the Lingering Souls that great. Armageddon does seem pretty decent when we have Mox Jet and Soul Ring. I mean, if I resolve a Planeswalker and cast Armageddon, I should win, in theory. Otherwise, I take Blood Chief's Thirst. I should have taken Blood Chief's Thirst, but I took Armageddon. I will take Manamorphose just to try and ease my mana problems a little bit. Faith's Fetters or Faithless Looting would be way better as a card, but I actually think I have to take Manamorphose for its intended purpose. For the first time ever. We have no creatures to Through the Breach. Living Death does nothing. Dreadhorde Arcanist does nothing. Soulfire Grandmaster gives Lightning Helix double lifelink, or we take Spell Pierce. I think I'm actually going to take... No, Spell Pierce is correct here. We take Spell Pierce. What the All Planeswalkers deck lacks is truly win more cards. Exactly. I'll take the Burn spell because I kind of desperately need removal. You know what? Trigon Predator is probably easier to cast than anything with double spell or double card costs in it. Krark the Thumbless going into the sideboard, and Siege Gang Commander. All right. Spell Pierce was probably the correct choice there. I have a feeling. All right. Now we have to take out anything that we absolutely cannot play. Don't think we're playing the aggro cards. Lion's Eye Diamond does seem ambitious, though it is good with Time Twister. Had I gotten Wheel of Fortune as well, I would have taken both. Moxjet is actually just a land. I need to cut at least 3 cards. Not seeing very much red. Manamorphose can be a green card. I think I'm going to cut Chain Lightning. Well, thank you, Ulfsirker. I'm glad you enjoy the stream. And my content. Let's see. I need to cut 2 cards. And it's probably Tidehollow Sculler. And like Nighthawk Scavenger. Or it's Fraley's. Oh my gosh. We do not need any Kano waifu art. That is not... Nobody make fan art of that. I think well, she does destroy artifacts. Yeah, I think I have to cut Fraley's. Did somebody say fan art? Oh no. Alright, let's combine groups and look at what we're dealing with here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 planeswalkers in this deck. I don't have a grinder page. Oh no. Oh no. Alright. So we basically are just going to play like all the dual lands here. And a Mox Jet. And that leaves enough for like one of every basic for Prismatic Vista. Perfect. Perfect. I don't have a fiance now. I am single. I did have one at one point, yes. But they were female. They were not male. I did not meet them on Grindr. All right, yeah. Let's try the Planeswalker deck. I would not consider this deck optimal, but it should be fun. Really wish we'd gotten Black Lotus in this deck rather than the last deck, because Black Lotus in mono green, it just kind of does what green already does. Black Lotus in a deck like this is a lot more fun. That is not a big deal. I feel my voice is like going. I feel like my voice is going a lot quicker this stream than it normally does. Not sure why. Oh, man. Have I been laughing a lot? That might explain it. No giggle fits yet, though. Yeah, that's true. I don't know what it was about that stupid Poland and not, or Polish not being a language that doesn't have vowels joke that got me so bad. I have no idea why I thought that was so funny, but I could not control myself. And then to top it off, there being a comic, a Wheel of Fortune comic posted about it. Like, just, it slew me right there. I am sad because I saw a it was a reprint of Wheel of Fate or something, a Wheel of Fate or Wheel of Misfortune or something like that. When it was first spoiled, somebody added their own flavor text to it, and it was, "Can I buy an ask?" which is the AE that is usually used in Aether, the like single symbol thing. And it was by Jaya Ballard, and I saw that and I laughed a ton, and I was so disappointed to hear that that wasn't actually the flavor text on it. Alrighty, round one with Planeswalker Tribal. Here we go. Oh my god, Mulligan. Well, we could cast Duress. Going to 5. Just need some lands. Alright, found some lands. Let's keep. Put back Tezzeret and Tide Hollow. Play Dark Slick and leave up the almighty Spell Pierce. Pass the turn. I think this deck is going to be a train wreck. Opponent starts Swamp, Inquisition. Absolutely not. That face when you're drawing anime girl waifu fan art of a male bearded Magic the Gathering streamer and your parents walk in on you to see your computer monitor. Oh my gosh. Ah, yes, the one land mulligan. How'd the draft go? We got 8 planeswalkers and 1 planeswalker we're not playing because we can't make double green. We also kept a 1-lander with Spell Pierce, used Spell Pierce, and have not been top decking lands. We did get a Mox. We had to pass a couple planeswalkers just to take fixing, but, I mean, like, hey, it's a land. We drew a land. So I'd like to play Ophiomancer next turn, provided I can actually draw another land. Opponent plays Faithless Looting. Pitches 2 lands. Opponent just drowning in that mana right now. Plays a Swamp. Cracks Scalding Tarn. Are they going to flashback Faithless Looting? Pretty sure Karn is the opposite of a land. Yeah, just about. I don't think you can get much further. Alright, Swamp. Go get him, Ophiomancer. This 1-mana mulligan turns out pretty good. Yeah, I stuck to that rule hard and fast. There was a couple of times where I was like, man, I wish I could take this, but I've already skipped twice. I think in pack 3 that happened a couple of times. Well, there goes our hand, along with our Time Twister that I was hoping would dig us out of this mess. Well, we draw Hallowed Fountain. At least we're drawing lands. Hit our opponent for 3. Wish I could have cast Time Twister. It feels so much better if I could have. 5, 6 mana. Bolus's Citadel. I think my opponent is Storm. At which point we have no chance of beating them. None. Maybe if we can land Narset and, like, duress them. Mastermind's Acquisition. Okay. Alrighty, we untap. We draw a land, play a Tundra. The good news is we can cast about 70% of our deck right now. Oh my goodness. There is a Discord, yes. Thanks, Tarek, for announcing it. I appreciate it. So my opponent starts Frantic Search. They discard a land and Rakdos's Return. Presumably because we're already Hellbent. Okay, opponent plays Mana Crypt. I think we're dying this turn. Because if we don't, my opponent is probably going to die to Mana Crypt. They play Duretti off the top of their deck, going down to 6. I think they tutored for Tendrils so that they would be able to cast it. They sacked Mana Crypt to kill Ophiomancer. Alright. Dark Ritual off the top of their deck. Oh no. Okay, that one got me good. You're good. That's good. Oh man. Oh. Oh jeez. El Masadri, welcome. Thanks for stopping by and adding to the madness. I think my opponent just tinkered for a battle ball. They are at 2 life. I'm pretty sure they're holding tendrils. They go down to 1. Oh, man. You guys are nuts. Thank you all so much for supporting me. Oh yeah, we're like super dead. I'm just letting them storm out of politeness here. We go down to 8. My opponent casts an Ulamog off the top of their deck with Bolus's Citadel, going back down to 2. Blowing up Hollowed Fountain. Unfortunately, we don't have any red mana. Come back from finding more paper and you're dead to storm. What happened? We top decked lands after our opponent mind twisted us. And they played Bolus's Citadel and then just played their whole deck. Like twice. It was pretty impressive. Alright. Gonna run it back. We'll play first. Oh, yeah, no. Narset is a good way to potentially interact with what our opponent is doing. So, start Tundra. Pass the turn. Spell Pierce seems unbeatable. It's really good versus a lot of Storm. I'm gonna... Let's see, we draw a Mountain. I'm gonna play Flooded Strand. Pass the turn. I'm not gonna play the Simic Signet because... Not gonna tutor... Not gonna hit the Vampiric Tutor. We're gonna try and play Narset on turn 3, and I don't want to give up Spell Pierce right now, because my luck would be I'm playing Simic Signet on turn 2, and my opponent Inquisitions and takes Narset. I really struggled with that sentence. Mana Crypt, playing around Spell Pierce. I'll allow it, because I have to. Tinker, no. No Tinker for Bolus's Citadel for you. Awesome. Alright, Flooded Strand. We gotta go fetch Hollow... No! I clicked Hollowed Fountain. You all saw it. I clicked Hollowed Fountain, and then the mouse went up and clicked Godless Shrine. That is unbelievable. Oh, that makes me so angry. I better draw... Oh! Oh, I am actually enraged right now. And I should not be... Oh... Alright, we're going to play a Mountain to play around Daze. Ooh. Well, next turn we have Narset, unless we get Inquisitioned, at which point I will play Gideon. Alright, opponent plays Blood Crypt tapped. Thankfully it didn't matter. Yeah, almost turned into my alter ego. Big no. Big no mad. Yeah. Play Narset, down tick Narset, completely whiff, by the way. Pass. Bingo, man. The moment we've come full circle. Someone misspells bingo to get big no, and somebody misspelled big no to get bingo. Just come all the way around. I'm gonna leave... Well... we'll down tick Narset. Whiff again! Amazing. We can either play Garrick, Gideon, or Elspeth. And I think the play is Chad. We're going to shock Temple Garden. Okay. Make a knight. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Scalding Tarn and passes. I suspect Narset is doing a lot of work here. We draw Prismatic Vista. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Garrick time. Play Garrick. Play Prismatic Vista. Make a Knight. Make a Wolf. Go to combat. Attack for 2. Pass the turn. I'm not going to crack Prismatic Vista because I'm going to save it just in case I need a mana color of some variety that I don't have yet. Actually, I have everything at least one. So I'm going to fetch up an island here. We untap. Draw Trigon Predator. Make a Wolf. Uptick Gids. Play Elspeth. Give the Wolf +3/+3 in flying. Go to combat. Attack for a lot. But it goes down to 2. Play out Trigon Predator. Pass the turn. Oh my god, we won, despite a punt. Because Spell Pierce is unbeatable, literally. Alright. No adjustments, run it back. Just looking at this deck? Looking at this deck, all I can see is the Steve Buscemi meme, where it's like a stanced car, and he's like, I did the alignment myself, but it's just like, looking at that deck list is like, yep, I built the deck myself. Like, made the mana base myself. It's a quick Tezzeret, but nothing else. And, like, Tezzeret's not even good. I'll keep. We have, like, all of our colors of mana. This deck has not been kind mulliganing to me. Do they have Inquisition? They do actually have Inquisition in their deck. Oh, yeah, if they just Inquisition this hand, and it's just like, yep, look at this. The old pile of 60 mountains. That's effectively what I would be playing at that point. Alright, because we have double white Planeswalkers, I'm starting on Seachrome Coast instead of Darkslick Shores. Not that that matters too much, because we drew Signet, which is great. This hand looks way more amazing from my opponent's perspective than it actually is at any point. Alright, opponent plays an Ancient Tomb. Flashes back Faithless Looting. A card that I still wish was in Modern. I miss Faithless Looting. It enabled so many rogue decks. Alright, we untap. Armageddon! The dream is real. Okay, so we play Darkslick Shores. Play Tezzeret. Down tick 0. Get a Mox. Looking at that deck list is like, yep, I built the deck myself. Looking at that deck list. Oh, yep. Yep, I'm gonna copy and paste that one into the Discord. That one's good. Would have slammed the Armageddon. I'm gonna get greedy and wait one turn. What's the worst thing that can happen? This, whatever this is, whatever's about to happen. Mind Twist for all of my cards in hand. Ready. Yeah, it's pretty bad. What do we draw here? Ophiomancer. So go to main phase. So if I play a land, then I can play Armageddon. I don't even have to play a land first. I can uptick Tezzeret. Play Ophiomancer. Uptick. Did you see me almost punt that away? Because I almost punted that away. We'll go ahead and Armageddon. Play a mountain. Pass the turn. And my opponent's upkeep will make a 1/1 snake with Death Touch. I mean, I could alt Tezzeret and swing 15 at my opponent. The problem is they have a construct. A single blocker because I did not Armageddon when I should have. Actually, if my opponent downticks to kill Ophiomancer, we just alt Tezzeret and win. Oh, please. Please, opponent, don't read the cards. Just do the thing. Read the cards less than I do. That would be an achievement. Alright. Opponent gets some resemblance of sanity. Alright, go to main. Are there any artifacts left in this deck? I don't think there are. I think that's all the artifacts we have. We can... What do I think about Electro Balance in modern meta? Currently, Electro Balance is a really strong effect. Casting Balance and getting rid of all of your opponent's lands is strong pretty much regardless of the metagame. And if it hates on Uro, I'd say do it. So we're going to play Tundra. I'm going to uptick Tezzeret to 6. Go to combat. And we are going to attack Duretti. Attack Duretti. And if my opponent double blocks on Ophiomancer... Oh. Okay, then. Lightning Helix Duretti? Nice. Would I make a video about it? If I have the cards. I need to find a list as well, because I don't have a list for that just sitting around. I think my opponent just threw the game. We draw Leovold. Play Leovold. Untap some artifacts. And then next turn, we just kill our opponent. We'll attack with a snake. Did we just win that match? Unbelievable.
7.
I was elected to lead, not to read. Alright, I'll add that to the list of things to do, because I'm always open to ideas. Electrobalance, if I can find a list. Here's where I, as the opponent, would be thinking, did this guy really put a Tezzeret in his deck just to fetch out something like Mirror Battle Ball? We'll play first. Ooh. I think this actually works. I will keep. We're going to start Flooded Strand to play around Strip Mine and Wasteland. Opponent plays a Swamp into a Thoughtseize, the jerk. Probably takes Ashiok if I had to guess. Or Miscalc if they have like a follow-up hand hate spell. Like Inquisition. We should not have won that round one. Like, we were so unfavored. Oh no.
I was elected to lead, not to read.
Oh my gosh. Getting a lot of good clips this stream. Yeah, we're playing Super Friends right now in Vintage Cube. There was a stipulation that we drafted basically as many Planeswalkers as possible. Okay, play Darkslick Shores. Pass the turn. Opponent took Miscalc. They were more afraid of the counterspell than what we were representing. Or our current threats, anyway. Winning in unfavored games is super easy, barely an inconvenience. I disagree. Alright, opponent Croxes us. So I guess I'll discard... Alright. No problem, Tarek. Post it in the... Post a link to your list in the Discord and I'll get to it. I'm going to pitch Manamorphose here. We're going to go with Ashiok as our play of choice, I believe. I do need to fetch a blue land with Flooded Strand if I am ever going to actually play this Ashiok. Unfortunately, I don't have like a tropical island or anything like that. Okay, I need a blue land, which means Hollowed Fountain or Tundra, so we'll get Tundra, just because it doesn't cost any life. Actually, should have gotten Hollowed Fountain tapped in. Alright, Narset would be a good follow-up. Play Ashiok. Untap on our opponent. Exiling Exhume, Lotus Petal, and Swamp. Oh, what time is it for me? Right now it is... I am in a time zone that it is 8:09 p.m. My normal time zone, it is 7:09 p.m. Alright, uptick Ashiok. Exiling Fatal Push, Bizarre Baghdad, and Mountain. Play Narset. Downtick, Narset. We're looking for Mox, basically. Yeah, actually, Swords seems pretty good. Simic Signet fixes for Trigon Predator, but Swords answers a reanimation threat. Pass the turn. Alright, so our opponent gets a Grave Titan into their graveyard with Una's Prowler. And they're going to Shallow Grave Grave Titan Well, this is very unfortunate for us. Because that leaves behind a bunch of tokens that we will have difficulty answering. So opponent attacks with both creatures at Ashiok. We can actually keep Ashiok alive for a turn by pitching two things here. So I'm going to pitch Garruk because we can't cast him. And I'm actually going to pitch the Trigon Predator because I do want a creature engrave if my opponent... Oh, we actually exiled Exhume. Never mind. We're going to keep Ashiok alive this turn. E-Boy Kano coming on Memes Discord. Oh, no. So we untap. We draw Leovold, which we also can't cast. Uptick on our opponent. Exiling Imperial Seal, Knight's Whisper, and Swamp. Downtick Narset. Really hoping for Mox. We don't get Mox. We'll get Duress. Alright, let's Duress, because that way if we lose, we get slightly more information about what our opponent's hand does. Rakdos' return. Hero's Downfall and Necromancy. Well, I think this is kind of where we admit defeat. Discard Rakdos' return. Pass the turn. So my opponent has a Necromancy. That's fun. Oh my god. Oh, that's awesome. Wow, you are an awesome artist. Oh man. Oh, I love it. That's so cool. Okay, so opponent attacks us for 3, 7. Just attack us, period. I have Hero's Downfall and Necromancy. I'm gonna get rid of their discard outlet with swords to just minimize some damage. Put it on the grinder. Oh man. Alright, we lose Ashiok to Hero's Downfall. We swords Una's Prowler and go to 11. Okay, we draw a Mox, which does let us play Nahiri. Question is, do we loot or do we exile a token? I think we have to loot. Discard Leovold. We draw Time Twister. Excellent. We might draw a way to get out of this situation. Like swords. I like how clean my beard looks in that drawing. Opponent kills Nahiri, does no damage to us. They just swung all out at Nahiri. Plays Necromancy. Reanimating Leovold. No! You're not allowed to do that. That makes the Time Twister not good for me. Alright, concede. We like literally can't beat that. I mean, like, using a reference is legal. It's art. It's like even tracing is legal in art. If I use reference photos, I have to draw them upside down because I can't look at something and then like try and keep the lines the same. I have to turn the entire thing upside down and use a reference from the same position upside down if I'm going to try and draw something. I I guess let's just run it back and hope for a more broken opener. I'll play first. I'm going to share that picture with a few friends of mine because they will absolutely get a kick out of it. I mean, it's an early Ashiok again. This is actually technically a Tide Hollow Sculler hand. So I'm actually going to try and do that this game. Start Godless Shrine tapped, open ourselves right up to Wasteland. Opponent plays a Black Cleave Cliffs. We draw Garrick Relentless. So play a Forest. Manamorphose into white-black. Draw Lightning Helix, Tide Hollow Sculler. Take a peek at our opponent's hand and see what's going on over here. This opponent has Dire Fleet Daredevil, Hero's Downfall, Croxa, Murderous Rider, Night's Whisper, and Una's Prowler. I'm going to take Night's Whisper from them. They're currently stuck on 2 mana, but they have 2 Hero's Downfall effects in hand. Alright, opponent Croxes us, so we're going to discard Lightning Helix, because we're going to be a ways away from casting that one. We untap, we draw Tundra, so play Tundra, play Ashiok, start ticking up on our opponent here. Alright, we hit 3 non-creature cards. Currently Wheel of Fortune, Vampiric Tutor, and a Mountain. Really hoping they don't draw a land so that they can't just Hero's Downfall Ashiok and they have to play something else. But of course they draw a land. Opponent Swift ends Ashiok, taking 2 damage. We draw Mox Jet. So play a land, play Mox Jet, play Simic Signet, and play Garrick Relentless. Mega Wolf. Get in for 2. Had our opponent down to 14. Opponent untaps. So we know they're holding Dire Fleet Daredevil, Una's Prowler, and Hero's Downfall. Would not be surprised if they just Hero's Downfalled immediately. That's what they did. Alright, we untap. Time Twister, please. Prismatic Vistas. Kind of the opposite of a Time Twister. Go to combat. Attack for 4. Clayton, when you're done with that drawing, or if it is done, can you get me like a more squared up photo of it? I've got plans. You've given me the idea for some things. Alright, opponent plays Murderous Rider. We're going to go ahead and crack Prismatic Vista and get a red source, because it's the only thing we're missing right now. Get our Mountain. Thank you. Thank you so much. Alright, we draw Gideon. Gideon's pretty good. Play Gideon. uptick to taunt our opponent. Pass the turn. So they play Library of Alexandria. Play Direfleet Daredevil, hitting Lightning Helix. They can Lightning Helix Tide Hollow, or they can hit Gideon. Hit Tide Hollow so they can pick up Night's Whisper. Pretty reasonable there. Opponent attacks Gideon, that's fine. We draw Soul Ring. Alright. I'm actually going to destroy Murderous Rider. Gets put on the bottom of our opponent's deck. Play Soul Ring. Pass the turn. So our opponent untaps. Casts a Night's Whisper, goes down to 13. Plays a Swamp. Plays Una's Prowler. They attack Gideon. I'm going to kind of protect his loyalty for a turn, because we need to draw like another Planeswalker, and Gideon is an excellent way to protect other Planeswalkers. Okay, we get a Miscalc. I am just going to cycle Miscalc. I think drawing another action spell would be more important here. That is not another action spell. So, taunt our opponent. I'm going to discard Botanical Sanctum to shrink Una's Prowler. Aha! Tricked you with the Thoughtseize. Lose 2 life for nothing. Alright, so my opponent goes to combat. They attack Gideon down to 1. I don't think I'm going to actually shrink Una's Prowler. I'll just wait. Gideon goes to 1. There's not a lot of things that do 1 damage that don't do 3 damage to Planeswalkers. I guess if my opponent had Rakdos return, they could kill Gideon this turn and force us to discard Sanctum, but... Okay, they played to ready. They loot away some stuff. So I could actually, if I didn't want to taunt, I could actually animate Gideon and kill Duretti this turn, or attack my opponent down to 5. Which I think is exactly what I'm going to do. We're going to go to combat, and we're going to kill Duretti. Beginning of combat. Attack Duretti. We do need to draw... Oh, shoot. I just F6'd and I should not have. Yeah, I should have played a land that turn, because we... Like, one of the ways we get out of this is by top-decking a Time Twister. And potentially I just cut myself off of 1 more mana if I needed it. Opponent hits us for they hit us for some and kill Gideon. Didn't actually keep track of the numbers on that one. And to play Grave Titan. That's pretty good. Do I have an answer to this? I did not draft any board wipes, and we're top decking only lands. That's 1, 2. It's 12 damage. Yeah, we're just dead. I can't actually come back from that. If I had an Ugin or something, then maybe. Alright, I'm going to restart the client really quick. And then we will do round 3. We are currently 1-1 going into round 3 with the Planeswalker stipulation draft. Which is way better than I thought we would be doing, by the way. Oh my gosh. I love it. Oh man. That's fantastic. So detailed. I look like a JoJo's character. like a part 5 JoJo's character. That's amazing. The Clayton 225. You're a wonderful artist. Alright. Moto is crashing. Kind of. Alright, we're going to play round 3 now. Kano Senpai. I was thinking like I could change my avatar to that on Discord because I love that so much. Oh my god. That is absolutely fantastic. That makes it feel like it's actually my birthday. Thank you. Thank you, the Clayton 225. I want to make that my Discord avatar if you don't mind. I have a few people I need to show that to as well. Merry Birthmas. Oh man. You were one heck of a talented artist. Like, just for funsies, drew me as Charlie Brown. And then on a whim, when I said something about anime e-boy, you it's just like, oh man, that's awesome. Alrighty. Would love to play first. My cheeks hurt from smiling so much. Like, they actually hurt right now. I'm not making that up. Encourage people to match with me on Grindr and then draw me as an anime heartthrob. Oh man. I guess let's keep the all mana Ashiok hand. Start Lava Claw reaches past the turn. Oh, you are very good at it. That looks very nice. Thank you. We draw Hallowed Fountain, so play Hallowed Fountain tapped, pass the turn. My opponent started Watery Grave. Okay, opponent Kite Sail Freebooters. Our only play. Okay. Yeah, it's 6 lands, Ashiok into hand hate. That is exactly what happened. Good call, Tarek. Opponent Ancestral Recalls. Spell Pierce! The legendary top deck Spell Pierce. Got him. You tried to clear the way, but the way was not clear. Oh. Oh, man. Draw 3. No, no, and no. Yeah, misdirection there would have been great. Well, I guess I'll keep playing the lands that don't do anything. Alright, opponent untaps. They play Recurring Nightmare, which, I'm not going to lie, is terrifying. If you top deck Field of the Dead, you're golden. Snap keeps starting to look a little bad. Yeah. Yeah. It is. The good news is if we draw any spell, we can play it, except Karn. So now I'm going to draw Karn. I hope you all are pleased with yourselves. We can hit for 1. We go to 18. Draw. Well, we can play it. Play Darkslick Shores. Play Simic Signet. Pass the turn. I could Prismatic Vista to animate Lava Claw Reaches and hit my opponent for a lot. Well, Prismatic Vista hit a mountain, animate Lava Claw Reaches, and then hit my opponent for a lot. More likely just get Lava Claw Reaches fatal pushed, I guess, but... Opponent currently has me on the 8-turn clock. That is correct. Alright. That is an ahead of curve Karn liberated. Freaking... Alright. Just casual hardcast Karn. Go ahead and down tick on Kitesail Freebooter. The backer Ashiok pass the turn. Karn now dies to one of the heroic Hero's Downfall effects. Oh, he doesn't. Karn might actually survive long enough to uptick. That would be amazing. Opponent plays a mountain. 6 mana for a Massacre Worm. We untap. We draw a Miscalc. Oof. Do I... I'm going to cycle and see if I can hit swords or something. Okay. Uptick on our opponent's hand. We're going to play Elspeth and make tokens to block. We get an Agadeem's Awakening. Play Elspeth. Make a soldier. Temple Garden tapped. Pass the turn. Kind of feels like Tron right now. Opponent attacks Karn. We chump. We lose 2 life. Opponent doesn't do anything else. We draw a Godless Shrine. Exile Massacre Worm. Play Ashiok. Uptick on our opponent. Oh my gosh, are we getting the Super Friends win? This is the whole reason we came here. And it's actually happening? Oh, this is awesome. Opponent plays a Sling Gang Lieutenant. Make some gobos. I can't believe this is happening. Like, the real victory was the super friends we made along the way. Wow, Sling Gang Recurring Nightmare actually seems like a really strong interaction. I mean, it's not, because they only make one extra goblin every time they do the loop, but it is a loop. And it costs 3 mana. Alright. And we can't just Karn away the pieces either. Oh man. Oh, another super friend joins the fray. So uptick Karn on our opponent. Uptick Ashiok on our opponent. Uptick Elspeth, make a soldier. Kano is casting Chad right now. Little does he know he's the real Chad. Any news on the Ginger Overlord? He looks satisfied. That was my affectionate nickname. My first year of college was the Ginger Overlord. I'm not even making that up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if you've not seen Kano Senpai, you should congratulate the Clayton 225 on his art skills, because they are awesome. Grizzlebrand. Clayton is in the Discord. Different username, though. Opponent draws 7 cards. Oh, why is Elspeth -8 and not -7? Alright, opponent goes to combat. This is a very silly game of Magic. Everything at me. So crack Prismatic Vista. Get a red source. I believe so. Animate Lava Claw Reaches. Block, 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 block. So we're getting sling ganged right now. No relation to the Psychic Hedgehog. Okay. Oh, you like pixel art? I do pixel art. Pixel art's fun. I actually did like actually recorded the last piece of pixel art I made, with the intent that I might use it for like a time lapse if I needed a video to talk over. But if you do pixel art, I might I might could commission you, because I actually have a project I'm working on in my spare time. If that sounds like something that would be interesting to you. So let's see. We can minus on Grizzlebrand. Is my opponent just dead? I did do the Twitch icon, but that is not the project I was working on. And the Twitch icon is ancient. Hang on a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12. Animate Lava Claw, do a bunch of damage. If you're too busy or not interested, do not feel pressured. I will not be offended. Oh my gosh. What is this? George Costanza, is that what you meant to post? Alright, animate Gideon. Uptick Ashiok. Give Gideon damage. Animate Lava Claw. Fire Breathe Lava Claw for a lot. Do you resub with Prime? I don't think you have to wait until your current Prime subscription wears off, I think. Well, we got our opponent that time. After keeping a hand with Ashiok's 6 lands. Because our opponent did nothing until we played Karn. So, I mean, I guess that's a legitimate way to win the game. No double blue for Narset. No double white for Elspeth. I think I have to mulligan. Still up to play some Modern after this league? I might have to call it, because I'm getting kind of tired. It is 3 hours in, and I normally can't stream for very long at any particular time. I gotta go to 5. That hand is terrible. This one I can work with. This one potentially wins the game, so I'm gonna put back... Oof. I'm gonna put back Lava Claw. And I think I gotta go put back Miscalc, and we're just gonna go for the Narset Time Twister plan. This does get ruined by a Thoughtseize. Hopefully that does not happen. Ophiomancer. Okay, so we'll play Prismatic Vista first. We're going to fetch up a Swamp. We're already holding our island, and we're only playing one of each basic. Very misleading with the stream notifications. Unsub. Opponent plays Pack Rat. Alright. Crack Prismatic Vista, get a Swamp. We untap. Draw an Ahiri. Play an island. Play Simic Signet. Oh my gosh. We get hit for 2 because my opponent is trying to Pack Rat us out. We draw a Lava Claw, so I'm going to play Ophiomancer first to discourage attacking with Pack Rat. Oh, hang on a sec. I have to post something to the Discord. Okay, Ophiomancer triggers. Good God, Six Sigma. Opponent plays Freebooter, sees Narset Time Twister. Presumably gets a little bit sadder, but picks one of them. Takes Narset. Shallow Grave, reanimates Grizzlebrand. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a fighter pilot. It's something I'm using as a placeholder in a game I'm potentially making because I am a programmer. I should make an art channel. We're gonna block one of the pack. We're gonna block the pack rat token because the OG pack rat could get like unearthed or something. So my opponent loses Grizzlebrand due to Shallow Grave. I don't want to just Time Twister. But I'm gonna because my opponent already has 7 cards in hand. So we play... First things first, duress our opponent. Opponent's hand is Massacre Worm, Emrakul. Alright, get rid of Faithless Looting. Play Flooded Strand. Crack Flooded Strand. I think he accused you of being Slippy in Star Fox. Oh my gosh, I was just about to say that. Pass the turn. When I have more of it done or in a demonstrable state, I will show it in the chat. I've gotten a couple of tiny pieces of the tech done. I'm thinking about like maybe doing a devlog series on YouTube, like, hey, by the way, this is my side project. This is what I did on it recently. And just make like periodic update videos on it as some non-magic content. Because it's stuff I'm going to be doing anyway. I might as well like record the journey. No, I did that forever ago. And unfortunately I have no desire to continue. Your dream is to be a rude shopkeeper? That's excellent. Opponent hits us for 1. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, we untap. We draw Manamorphose. So play Prismatic Vista. Play Tezzeret. Tezzeret untaps a lot of mana. Oh, then we play Garruk. Garruk makes a wolf because I meant to have him fight the Kite Sail but didn't. Attack our opponent with Ophiomancer. Oh, man. Clayton, what software do you use for spriting? Opponent plays Massacre Worm. Pretty sure that just kills us, right? Unless I swords my own creature. I just die immediately. Swords the wolf token. We go up to 4. Opponent can attack us for 2. Swords Worm with ETB on the stack. Well, then we were at 6. And I would have died because I lost 3 creatures. If I Swords the Worm, the trigger still happens. We draw Mox Jet. I could play some Momir. I could play around with Momir with 6 Sigma. I used to use MS Paint as well. And for me, there was like no other software that would work. I recently switched over to Ace Sprite, ASE Sprite. I've been enjoying Ace Sprite a lot. Okay, hang on. Lava Claw reaches. I can fetch up a mountain. Let's see. So if I alt Tezzeret, I can attack for 15. I'm very close to having lethal. Okay. 2 or fewer loyalty counters. I'm very close to having lethal. Hang on. Oh, they are. Okay. Yes, I now understand. I would have lost all my creatures, but not lost the life. I thought they were all one part of an ability. I just grabbed the wrong fetch land because I decided to talk. Alright, well, I have a backup plan. Except, now I have to tap... Never mind. I just threw this game. Okay, well, the plan was to add red-black. Yeah, alright. What? There's another game? Oh, that's right, we won game 1. Alright, alright. I, for some reason, was thinking that was the match. It's kind of weird how MS Paint was actually, like, one of the better spriting tools for the longest time, despite it being incredibly basic. It actually works super well. Alright, well, we can start Duress. Hopefully that disrupts our Reanimator opponent. It sounds like you didn't believe you won game 1. Gee, I wonder why. If I was going to a GP tomorrow, what would I bring? What format? Reanimate and Recurring Nightmare. Well, Reanimate is the more powerful of those two spells, so we'll get that. Recurring Nightmare we could potentially Nahiri. Modern? Probably Mono Red Aggro. Probably one of Emma Hayashi's recent lists of some kind of Mono Red Prowess deck. What other formats would I join a GP with? Probably not any. Probably exclusively Modern. I've played in Limited. If it's a limited format I really like, I would be open to that. Like Dominaria was. Though his opponent conceded and proceeded to be surprised when he went to game 3. Yeah. That's a thing that happened. I brainstormed with 2 cards in library and thought my opponent conceded. This is... that was really embarrassing. Opponent plays Swamp, plays Mountain. Presumably they play Recurring Nightmare here. Do I ever watch back some of my streams? I have. It's really rare, though. I don't like listening to myself talk for prolonged periods of time. Mainly, it's too boring for me to tell me about it. Says guy who listens to him talk for prolonged periods of time. Neither do we. Yeah, everybody's on the same wavelength. Great. Nah, but like I watch it back when there's like certain moments I want to listen to again, like me giggling at the Polish joke. Jeez. Am I the only one that likes to listen to Kano talk? Thank you, Tarek. Opponent is 1 mana away from playing Massacre Worm. They just Corpse Dance out a Grizzlebrand. Draw a bunch of cards. Banning Tarek. Getting freebootered. Is Dave from the Discord around? I am Dave. Them pork chops look good. Take 7. Opponent has to exile Grizzlebrand. We lose Nahiri. Untap. We draw Forest. So we can play Leovold after our opponent has already Grizzlebrand. But hey, it's a thing. Nice. So we can draw a Plains or an untapped white source. We can play Gideon, which should protect us from any reanimation shenanigans, at least for a little bit. But I have a sneaking suspicion we're just going to die to Emrakul. Opponent draws, I think, with Library. Okay. They hit us for 1. Oh, they don't draw with Library. They activate Library and realize we have Leovold. Nice. Okay, we untap. Draw Godless Shrine. Play Godless Shrine. Down comes the big Gids. Uptick on our opponent. Go to combat. Attack for 3. Alright, opponent untaps. Plays a swamp. So they now have mana for Massacre Worm. That's a Mere Battlesphere, okay. Gideon goes down to 7. We untap and draw Raging Ravine. Play Raging Ravine. Taunt our opponent's creatures again. Play Ophiomancer. Pass the turn. So now because they have to attack with the mirror, they can't do the tap trigger. They have to attack with the mirror. So we're not going to take damage directly. But Gideon is going to take some chip damage here. The plan would be to try and kill as many of the tokens as possible. But we're in a... yeah, we're in a Massacre Worm kind of dying scenario. Alright. Sigma, you still good for Momir? Momir basic tournament practice. Buddies only. Alright. Chip damage? Don't you mean Chad damage? Yeah, I do. Chad damage. Alright, I'd love to play first. Kefka, welcome. We're kind of finishing up here, but we are playing some Momir with 6 Sigma. I'm going to go ahead and skip turn 1 this time. Not my usual strategy. Alright. I do not need a stop on my turn right now. Play a swamp. We're going to pitch an island to make a 2-drop. You started drinking wine in the house? We get a Boros Mastiff. Battalion to gain lifelink. Alright. Sigma plays a Plains. Also going to make a 2-drop. It is a Gravelhide Goblin. Alright. We untap, we draw. Mountain. Play a mountain. Go to combat. Attack for 2. Six Sigma doesn't block. You think he's stream sniping? What makes you say that? Oh man. An admission! An admission of guilt. I'm gonna take you to internet court, sir. Alright, Six Sigma decides to make a 3-drop. It's a Fleshbag Marauder. Okay. Well, we lose our Boros Mastiff. Oh, gross. Never mind. Yeah, Six Sigma. That's him. Go ahead and we'll make a 4-drop. Pitching the other island. We get a Soratami Savant. You pay 3 mana to counter a spell. But we have to bounce a land to our hand. Yeah, no thank you. This is a 4 mana 2/2 flyer. Okay, he's making a 4-drop. And he gets a Mirrorwood Treefolk. The next time damage would be dealt to the Treefolk, it is dealt to any target instead. That is actually really good. And he has the colors to activate it too. Alright. Play a mountain. Make a 5-drop. We get a Zuberi Golden Feather. A 5 mana 3/3 Griffin. It gives other Griffins 1/1. So a 5 mana 3/3 flyer. Should open the chat for chat. No. It's too much power for Six Sigma. Alright, opponent attacks us for 2. I don't know who I want to win. It's like a divorce. That is a very strangely dark and somewhat personally optimistic take on a terrible life event. Oh my gosh, the Gitrog monster is insane. Gitrog lets you play multiple lands every turn. You just draw multiple draw multiple cards a turn. Oh man. Alright, make a 6. It's also a 6/6 Death Touch, which is very not trivial. Drop a forest. This is Momir. Attack for 3. Momir is a format where you play random creatures from the entirety of Magic. Well, I put Modern on the stream title, so I can understand how people would be misled. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, they do a Momir version that's just with what's legal on Arena. Archweaver. That's pretty good. Alright, we'll block here. So Archweaver is really strong. I guess I should try and make a 7 and get Phage and lose the game. Play a Swamp. Make a 7. We get a Plated Slagworm, an 8/8 with Hexproof. Nice. Yeah, I can see my hand in the format where you only have basic lands in your deck. Oh, man. So he sacks a land, he draws a card. He's up to 8 land. Oh, and when he discards, he draws a card to get Gitrog, because it's whenever it goes to the grave from anywhere. Well, we gotta take 2 here. I could block and kill it, but then 8 damage is going somewhere, and I wouldn't like that. So he makes an 8-drop. Fan tournament when? I don't think enough of my fans play Moto. I mean, if people have Moto, I'm fine. That is... Okay, that's just rude. You shouldn't play a 6/6 unblockable. We should do a modern tournament stipulation. Like, build a modern deck, but you have to spend less than $10. Or something weird. Alright, Cataract Leviathan, let's go. Save me. Hoverguard Sweepers. Return up to 2 target creatures to their owner's hands. Game is not over yet. Ha ha ha! Go to combat. Attack for 8. Modern stipulation, 10 or less dollars. How about 10 or less dollars and it's a singleton format? That way, like, you can play Burn if you want to, but you can't run just like a million lightning bolts. So bad commander? Yeah, but without the commander. I don't know, I can think of something. I used to run some weird tournaments back in college, because we actually had like a club for Magic the Gathering. I'll come up with something. Did Sigma do nothing? Oh, he's leaving back the Tree Folk ability for blockers. Okay. Yu-Gi-Oh! Took over when you were in college? That is unfortunate. We get an Utvara Hellkite. That's pretty good. Whenever a dragon you control attacks, make a 6/6 dragon token. Pass the turn. So next turn, the Hellkite should do some work. Oh, I didn't see that this was a 5/6. I thought this was a 4/6. Watch him get Celestial Archon. He's going to make a 9-drop and get Celestial Archon. Which is just a creature that says creatures can't attack you. Jin Gitaxis. Oh, man. Well, I mean... Sigma has to discard a card. We draw a land, of course. I'll make an 8-drop. Oh yeah, game over. Second Utvara Hellkite. Get 2 dragons for every dragon that attacks. That's not busted. Chumps the Hellkite, takes 8, goes to 3. I think he has to make an 8-drop and get Cataract Leviathan because, like, Sunblast Angel, there's Nova Blast Worm, I think, also on 8. You didn't make a dragon? I did make a dragon. They're over here for some reason. I don't know why they decided to put the creature tokens over there when the rest of everything forever always puts creature tokens on the right. A Chroma. Flying, First Strike, Vigilance, Trample, Haste, and Pro Black and Red. If I had a lower life total, that would have killed me. I just want to make a billion dragon tokens. I'm gonna make an 8-drop before I do this though, of course. Mercy? Alright. I will do a gentleman's 7-drop to give myself the opportunity to die to Phage. Don't open chat again. What's in chat? It's just... support 6. Alright. Then, go to combat, and I should make 8 dragon tokens when I attack. The game's froze. Nothing's happening. That's a lot of dragons. Alright. Sideboarding. Yeah, I don't think we need to. We can just run it back. Alrighty. Opponent starts Swamp. We play Mountain. Ah, skipping 1 and 2, I see. Then I will as well. Alright. Alright. Starting on 4s. I respect it. Opponent makes a Deadeye Quartermaster. Hey, you can go find an equipment or vehicle card and put it in your hand. Alrighty. So I'll make a 4. I get a Fungus Elemental, sack a forest, put a +2/+2 counter on it. Activate this ability only if it entered the battlefield this turn. That's a really weird templating it for that ability. But my 4-mana 3/3 is vastly superior to your 4-mana 2/2. Urabrask? That's not very nice. All my creatures are going to enter tapped now. What is with you and getting Praetors? First Jin Gitaxis. I actually was on an informal Magic team at one of the GPs I went to called Tutus for Two, and it was I pixel arted over grizzly bears with a pink tutu on, and it was smashing a sign that said tutus for two, like tutus, TUTU for $2. It's pretty nice. I get an Avenging Angel. Why would I? It doesn't even have an ability right now. Okay, yeah, we'll attack. You'll lose again, you're sure? Don't be so sure. You're forgetting my secret technique, punt. Alright. Igneous Elemental. Alright, it doesn't kill any of our guys, but I am taking 10 damage here. I think there is one other 15 CMC creature. It's literally Emrakul and then the one card that's like unplayable. The format we're punting is very, very possible. It is. You can make creatures on the wrong CMC and then get totally hosed. I thought Autochthon Worm was 16. Because at 16 there's Draco and one other one as well. Or is it just Draco? No, you're right, it is Autochthon Worm. What is this? A creature with graft. Okay, pass the turn. Yeah, so it's 50% chance Emrakul, 50% chance of Vanilla 915. Mox Lotus is 15 CMC. You can only get creatures in this format. In Majosto, you can get equipment and sorceries, I think, as well. No, what? Soul of Eternity! And it's haste! Why is there a Sarah avatar at 7 mana? You cannot get silver border in this format. I am not gonna graft that. No. This is disgusting. How dare you do this to another human being? Alright. Well, I'm gonna block here, and I guess I trade off for the 4/3. I don't think there's a 7-drop that does it either. No, I will not put a token on top of my deck. I find that to be awful. What is my best chance here? I think my best chance is to make a 4-drop for a Necrotol or a Ravenous Chupacabra. At 5, there's Predatory Night Stalker and Shriek Maw. 6 has Duplicant. I'm just gonna make a 7. Just let it be Phage. I'd rather die by my own hand than to a 21/21 Sarah avatar. Survey says Stone Tongue Basilisk. When it deals damage at the end of to a creature combat. That's actually kind of cool. I'm gonna go ahead and concede, and we'll go to game 3. Alright, game 3 versus Six Sigma. Alright, I would love to play first. Obviously, never mulligan. That's weird. Not tonight. But we should do it in the future. I'm gonna do opposite strategy this time. Start by making a 1-drop. Come on, Mana Dork. That is not a Mana Dork. It is a tapper, though. That can matter a lot. Sky Shroud Rage. What? What is that nonsense? You just get an exploration? It's so broken. Okay. I'll activate this ability only anytime you could activate a sorcery? Oh, I have a plan. It involves using a tapper. We're gonna make another 1-drop and maybe hit a Mana Dork and jump the curve. Flailing Soldier? Any player may activate this ability. Oh, so you can just... Anybody can just kill it. Okay. We'll tap Sky Shroud Ranger because, that's pretty good. I can't have you playing 2 lands a turn every turn. And spend your turn killing the Flailing Soldier. Reasonable. Alright, we untap. Draw a swamp. Play a swamp. Pass the turn. I want you to know that top decking that Plains was all part of my plan. It was calculated, actually. Approximately 1% of the time, it works every time. So Sigma plays an island. Not afraid of that island walk. Makes a 3-drop. It is a Wind Rider Wizard. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, doesn't matter because it doesn't happen. So it's a 3-mana 2/2 flyer. We draw Mountain. Play a Mountain. Pass the turn. No attacks. Okay, on their upkeep, tap the Ranger. Moto's lagging so hard and it's kind of agonizing. And he makes a 4-drop. It's a Steam Flogger boss! Should play a fan tournament where the format is Legacy, but with only cute girls for art. What's a rigger? Something that they expounded upon in Unstable. It was a format that they basically made, they admitted Steam Flogger Boss in Future Sight was supposed to be a joke card. As in, like, it had text on it that just didn't mean anything, because what does assemble a contraption mean? But people got upset that it was never going to be a thing, so Mark Rosewater said he'll make it a thing, and in Unstable it eventually became a thing. And this was the only black border card, other than lands, in Unstable that was printed. I got a Drudge Reavers, which is a skeleton with Regenerate. Pass the turn. Tap the Sky Shroud Ranger. It was a really cool idea. And as far as like actual gameplay ability, the set was much beloved by like what WotC calls enfranchised players, people who'd been around for the game for a long time. Because I mean, when you think about it, it's a set that incorporates all these fun, zany, singular cards that will eventually, in theory, get reprinted. Because after they, uh, like all the rares in Future Sight, the idea was they were going to reprint them in future sets. Every single card in Future Sight. Now that didn't end up panning out, but it was still a really cool idea, and a lot of them did end up getting reprinted. Like Nessian Courser was just a random 3/3 for 3 Centaur that got reprinted into Theros. I dislike Planar Chaos's concept. Messing with the color pie added problems. Org? Org can't attack if defending player controls an untapped creature with power 3 or greater. Okay. Avid Mind Sensor got reprinted in Amonkhet? Yeah. Yeah, tap Sky Shroud Ranger. Don't have to do this for too much longer, but I do still for now. The first Canopy Land, that was a cycle I thought they were never going to finish, because the Canopy Lands are really, really strong. An Org has a dog? What is in that art? Well, I would tell you if Moto wasn't lagging so hard. Yeah, it apparently has a dog. A really, really derpy looking dog. And he gets Dakon Blackblade, which is really strong. Modern Horizons 2 should finish it. You get a box of Modern Horizons for Christmas? If you open it, I hope you open a Renin 6 and a bunch of Force Negations. Because those are worth money. No, don't finish the cycle. Nor finish the Triomes. Yeah, we don't need that right now. I went on a rant the other day about how mana is too good. One Force and a Pyro, but no Renin 6s. Well, we're going to make a 7. Alhameret High Arbiter. Each opponent reveals their hand, choose a non-land card revealed this way. They can't cast spells with the chosen name. This seems like it should be a white card, but okay. Alright, pass the turn. I actually used to joke that like the major problem with the reserved list is the fact that the dual lands are on it, and it's the one reason why a lot of people can't play Legacy. And I was like, so the whole argument about why WotC won't break the reserved list is like, oh well, all of the people whose cards got reprinted will then sue for the value of the cards that they lost. And I actually came up with this joke argument about how they could actually get around that. And the argument, which I made around the time that Return to Ravnica became a thing, so like, I don't know, 8 years ago now, I was like, oh, well, WotC could print fetchable tri-lands, and then devalue the dual lands until they're worth nothing, and then just absorb the weight of the lawsuits after the fact, and then ban the tri-lands. And then they went and made fetchable tri-lands. I mean, like, apparently I'm gaining a bunch of life. Or you gain 3 life. Okay, never mind. Oh, Keterek Leviathan, let's go. Or like an Avacyn would help. Hellkite Overlord. Big 8/8 flyer. Pass the turn. Obviously, like, the tri-lands they end up making were not the tri-lands I predicted, but, like, I never thought they would put 3 fetchable types on the same duel. It's a pool of every creature in Magic, except for silver border creatures. It's all black border creatures. And there is some strategy. Filigree Angel. Okay. Shahrazad is not a creature. It is a 2-mana white sorcery. I don't know if they even programmed that card into Moto, because that was during the time. Oh, Stone Throwing Devils, I think it was called. I was not aware, but apparently that is a slur. I had no idea. I've never heard of that, but I'm also not anywhere near the culture that would be offensive in, so I wouldn't know. But I'm aware now because they banned it. I have no idea. But I'm not the person. I'm not the kind of person that should be making them judgments, because I wouldn't know. I'm kind of a basement dwelling ginger. Whoa, Endray's Forerunners. Enter the vortex and find power indescribable. All right, you got me. You win this time, Six Sigma. You win this time. I only went to negative 36. Kind of feel like that's some rookie number. You didn't attack with the Endray's Forerunners. Man, that creature had haste. Alrighty. Well, thanks everybody so much. There was a lot of donations for the channel today. We got the hype train to level 2. Clayton donated a whole bunch of bits. At least 500. Noxon donated 100. Noxon donated like 5 or 6 gift subs, something like that. So, thank you all. We got fan art. I gotta put fan art up. Hang on. I'm gonna put that up while I'm talking really quick. Where is it? The memes. Sorry. Put this up. Check that out. Fan art of Kano. So thanks everybody for watching. Clayton, thank you so much for the fan art. I really appreciate that. I definitely want to make it my Discord portrait because I think it's awesome. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. You all are wonderful human beings, and I will see you guys next time. Good night, everybody. Catch you on Discord later.